What is up? What is up? What is up? What's happening? Okay, I see we got a little packed house, right? First off, I had to apologize. I know I told you guys that I was planning on going live between 9 to 10, you know what I mean? But I had a lot of stuff that I needed to do. But nonetheless, I was like, I told him I was gonna go live the next day. So, let me at least talk my shit, right? Because there is some stuff to discuss. But I gotta say, what's up to everybody that's in here, man? Shout out to Ice Cold Cabbage. Played HellDivers the entire day. Ran into a PlayStation player twice. Damn. They don't even play the damn game. Well, I mean, come on. We already knew that. Faded Blaze, what's up, Sigs? Good to see you in here, brother. He's saying Cabbage, to be fair, they're probably playing Gears. That is true, right? We got my boy Matt in here. A6, what's happening? Gnome Hunter, what's happening, man? Six Slayer, good to see you, bro. And then, of course, my dog, OJB, in here. What's happening? We got Greedy Loot Cheese in here. Evil Wheat Thin, what's happening? How you guys doing, man? Are you guys enjoying HellDivers 2, right? Are you guys having fun? I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna be somewhat of a light day, but I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Some serious shit somewhat did happen. Let me not say serious. Let me not be on some Marlon Gaming nation shit, right? But let me tell you, these niggas are crying, right? These guys are crying. What else is new? And the problem with me is, and shout out to Evil Wheat that he's playing it right now. That's good. I'm glad you're enjoying it. The problem that I keep on running into. Shout out to the Xbox Detox. Good to see you in here, brother. And the Trent Johnson. Good to see you. What's happening, everybody? But the problem that I keep on having, right? This is my problem, right? Yeah, it has been a salty day. Is I keep on giving these guys too much credit, right? I keep on saying, they had time to prepare for this. They had time to accept the HellDivers was gonna go to Xbox, right? And from what we've seen, they didn't even buy the game like that, right? You would have thought that they didn't care, right? It's just live service games. But boy, all these boys was crying on Twitter today. I mean, God damn, they was crying, right? And we got a tweet from our boy Colin Moriarty, right? Colin Moriarty. And I'm glad that I was able to touch bases, right? HellDivers is going to sell well. On my friends list, for every 1 gear reloaded, there's 5 HellDivers. Well, goddamn. I mean, all the Xbox guys has already played the shit. They've been already played that. You know what I mean? Okay, we got Jace Genocide saying Sigs, no. Serial, yes. Brother is playing right now. A level 50 joined and immediately sent the group to max difficulty. Oh, damn. They're doing you guys like that. I mean, you guys might just have to get your weight up, right? Do we have a player count on both games? I don't know. If you guys... Oh, shit. Shout out to my boy Matt already. God damn. Oh, shit. Let me fix this. My bad. I'm sorry about that. That was a little awkward. God damn. I mean, holy. You guys hear that shit? One second. Let me do this again. Okay, that was weird. I had my headphones turned down. Thank you so much. W's in the chat already. I appreciate the support. Real talk, man. Thank you, Matt. For real, for real. I mean, it's just a good day. I don't know how we can get a player count, right? Because I think it's a little bit different than PC. I don't know. But what's insane is the way that I see these guys on the internet behaving themselves. And as of course, we already know that they kind of have a problem with behaving themselves, right? We already know that they really don't like seeing other people play their games. But I mean, just the complaining, the moaning, the groaning that you're seeing from these grown men, it's blowing my mind. And like I said, Colin Moriarty, he threw his hat in the ring, right? And there's like thought leaders. There's thought leaders in the space and shit. And Colin Moriarty, if he's not just the king of the pseudo-intellectuals, right? He had to come and say how he felt about the whole entire thing. And I just find it interesting that he puts out, a tweet like he did, right? And we'll get into it in due time, right? Because there's levels to this shit, right? And of course, we got some low-no coping as well, right? That's always on the house. But it's just, I find it interesting that he puts out the tweet that he puts out, calling out Xbox content creators and whatnot. I find it interesting that he puts that tweet out on this specific day, right? And I'm glad that I was able to touch home base, right? I was glad I was able to get home before it turned 12, right? Because ironically, on this day, he puts out that tweet because it was the day that he gets proven wrong, right? And we're probably going to go back to the clips, right? Because I can see why he's upset about that. But already, right? I start my day off. I wake up, and shout out to Classic Cage, right? Because she called this out. This boy Japan hate Xbox, right? I mean, he's pretty much just a walking meme. I mean, he's talking shit to the Xbox guys. My boy saying, ditto. It's time, Xbox fans. We've all heard of Emergence Day, but for you, today is eviction day, right? That's right. You're being evicted from the Gears of War community. This game now belongs to PlayStation users only. I mean, goddamn, welcome home, Gears. I mean, holy shit. This Japan hate Xbox guy. I mean, this nigga is something else. But I mean, what more can you guys expect? Oh, did you guys see the Portal Rock video? My boy Yadazak is in here. Did you guys see the Portal Rock video? We're pretty much with everything going on with the Pro. Instead of addressing the Pro, he starts coming for PC gamers, right? I might react to it a little bit later, right? I got some tweets and shit I want to show you guys, right? Let me not get too ahead of myself, right? But we got Brap up here, right? And look at who he's responding to, right? He's responding to our boy Paris, right? And like I said, I always like the tweet. I don't know why. I'm just so used to liking and then bookmarking it. He says, all Paris says is, yup, love seeing the PlayStation logo when I booted up HellDivers 2 on Xbox. It's a sign of change that this industry needs. Put games everywhere and let the player decide where they want to play. It's a win for everyone, right? I don't see nothing crazy about what he's saying, right? But then we got this boy Brap, right? We'll never understand this narrative because as it stands today, players already decided where they play. Whether it's Xbox, PlayStation, PC, or mobile, cross-platform releases aren't new, and consumers have been winning for years with more choice, better deals, and access than ever. And I'll tell you right now, the better deals, I don't know what he's talking about deals, right? Now, don't get me wrong. There are some good deals on Game Pass, but I'm telling you right now, them shits ain't nowhere near the deals that you'll see on Steam. They ain't nowhere near the deals that you'll see on CD keys, right? And yeah, bless up, Matt. For real, for real. This isn't the start of change. It's the continuation of events taking place already. They're very upset, right? And you're going to see a reoccurring theme. They're very upset at certain people, certain people that have certain opinions on the certain things that have been happening in the space. And I'm not going to lie, man. A lot of these guys are crying, right? And that's going to be, like I said, that's going to be the theme. A whole lot of crying, right? One moment. Let me see what more I can find for you guys. 1 second. Oh, I seen this and I thought it was actually funny. I don't know if this is a rumor or not, right? Because it's coming from my boy Pirate Nation, right? I do like Pirate Nation on Twitter, right? No need for a PlayStation 6 or an Xbox next, says Final Fantasy. I'm going to be honest with you. I think that's 16, right? Director from a game's perspective. I don't know. I'm bad at reading Roman numerals, especially when I'm geeked. I mean, the developers are speaking, right? They're pretty much saying that there's no need for a console, right? There's just no more need, right? Now, and I get that you guys, I know there's some people that love consoles, right? But I don't know, man. It's looking like, 14. Thank you. Thank you. I need to learn how to read. I only know how to recognize certain ones, right? I don't know. I grew up in the age where if you needed to know something, you could Google it. God damn it. I mean, I'm looking at this shit. I'm like, I don't know, man. It looks like this just might be the way that things are moving. You know, that's why I don't know. How many more generations do you guys think that there truly are going to be of like more so traditional consoles, right? Because I know that the Xbox is going to kind of be considered a hybrid PC. And as we can see, you know, there's some PlayStation guys, they won't even call it a console, right? What I'm saying is like, you know, look at the PlayStation, for example, right? And I hone in on the PlayStation. One, because, you know, I like talking that shit. But two, the way that they continue is very simple because, you know, they do 1, 2, 3, 4. What I'm saying is, we know there's going to be a PlayStation 6. Do you guys think there's going to be a PlayStation 7? Right? Do you guys think there's going to be a PlayStation 8? Right? I see my boy G33. He knows what I'm talking about. He said one more generation, right? Yada Zach, he says next one is the last. Wow. The last generation of consoles. When I see, and like I said, I don't know if this is true or not, if this is really a director or whatnot. When I see a director saying stuff like this, right? I'm just like, wow. Hey, yo, what up? Xbox gamers, have everybody do it. Yeah, I know. Console hasn't been traditional in a good while. Yeah, exactly. I think the traditional console will take the Sega route. Okay. I mean, I don't know, man. That's why when you look at everything that's going on, when you look at the things that Microsoft are doing, right? I don't know, in a way, it kind of makes sense. My boy Xbox is King saying, Six, these developers you're forgetting in Japan are so behind on their engines. I mean, their engines are stuck in the PS4 days. I'm 44. I don't know if I see a PS8 or not. LOL. Damn, don't say that, dog. Don't say that, man. Hybrid and cloud are the future. You know, as somebody, I'm a native boy, right? I do avoid cloud. I'm not gonna lie, right? I do not like cloud just because, even though I have really good internet, right? If they keep on improving it, I mean, it does seem like a lot, because I know, like, for example, my nephew, I try to tell his ass all the time, like, dog, you have to remove games. You're gonna run out of storage. He doesn't care. He's just downloading shit, and if he can't download it, he's gonna cloud stream it, right? My nephew, he don't give a shit about that, but my nephew's like 9 years old, right? Turn-based is best for the cloud. Xbox is changing what consoles will be. Shout out to Xbox's king. Oh yeah. He's a very funny guy. Very funny guy. Shout out to my dog. Like I said, he's got a little bit of cloud in these spaces, right? Shout out to my boy, a Gamer Live Studio. Eviction day? You mean get your ass beat by veteran Xbox players while you rage quit and throw your PlayStation 5 controller across the room? LOL. Yo, it's funny that you say that. Let me show you something real quick. I think I have something kind of in that to that effect. Because these guys are kind of telling on themselves, right? Oh, this is a different game. This is a different game, but I'll still show it to you guys because these guys be hiding, right? This is our boy Jay Bari. He says, "Remember to turn off crossplay. Remember to turn crossplay off with HellDivers 2 for democracy." Like, damn, they really don't like you guys. And trust me, bro, I peeped it. That's why I started. That's why, like I said, that's why I be using y'all as a vessel to talk shit. They really don't like the Xbox guys, right? The PC guys, they ignore us. They'll be like, oh, we don't care. We just want to plug and play. That's why I'd be like, oh, but what about on the Xbox? Next thing you know, they type in paragraphs and shit in the comment section, boy. Yeah, well, we saw how Jay plays Doom, remember? Yeah, on God. Japan hates Xbox. Already said that HellDivers 2 is a dead IP. Yeah, I noticed they be throwing IPs under the bus whenever they start going to another platform. You notice how they'll disown the IP? They'll cut it off like it ain't nothing. They be like, oh, fuck that game. It could be a game that they love. They can have a poster of the game behind them. If that shit's going to Xbox, they don't give a fuck. They say, fuck that game. That game was trash. Let me guess. MBG or Lodo. Yeah. Don't worry. We got some Lodo later on today. We got some Lodo, right? No kizzy, right? I don't know, man. These guys, and it's funny, speaking about Lono, he does that same thing today with Returnal. He literally says, you know, he pretty much says that he doesn't think that Returnal is a good enough bargaining chip for the game to be moved over to Xbox. I'm like, brother, I mean, these guys are just coping, right? These guys are just coping. I don't understand it, man. And of course, you know, they tried to talk shit to the PC guys, as always, man. Oh, and of course, let me show you this shit real quick, right? This boy, while we're speaking about people with names that got J in there, right? I seen this shit. Today is the day. Gears of War on my PS5 is insane. Halo ODST and HellDivers 2 on my PS5 is nuts. Thank you, Xbox, for lending us your tentpole franchises for our PlayStation consoles. My PS5 Pro is about to hum. See y'all later. I'm telling you, my boy said, bro, check his comments. I roasted him. Is this you? Is this you, Xbox's king? Oh, dog. Oh, shit. Hey, yo, shout out to my boy Yada Zach, goddammit. They treat X exclusives like an ex-girlfriend. On God, I know it wasn't just me, boy. They cut it off quick. I'm like, God damn. My boy said, no, scroll down. Okay, I'll scroll down, but I'm not going to lie. This one already cooked his ass. Said, nah, thank you for funding Game Pass. Damn. Okay. Let me see what your shit is. We'll check out what Xbox is king. You said what was your shit? Let me see. My ID on there is under Sebastian Cooper. Okay. Let me scroll out a little bit. Damn. A lot of people commented on this shit. I think I might have scrolled past this shit. I don't know. Maybe I can do this. Oh, there we go. Is this it, Sebastian? Is this it? I don't know. It might be a dead mission. Let me look. Let me see if I can find Cooper. I tried searching it through the window. I'm sorry, dog. If you got a Twitter, you can DM it to me, right? My shit is 6 a month. And my boy said, "Wow, I didn't think it was that far down." Yeah, I know. You got me going down the rabbit hole and whatnot. But I swear, man, these guys, and it's funny that he talks about that, right? He talks about how it's humming on the PS5. Have you guys seen Resident Evil Requiem? Right? I seen this floating on my TL. What the hell is this? Is this the power of piss or what the hell is this? I mean, goddamn. Ain't that a scary sight, bro? What the hell is this? I mean, goddamn. I just... Mind you, these are the same guys, right? That want to come and they want to talk about the pisser. They want to talk about how it's closing the gap between PC. I don't understand, man. I don't get it. My boy said, "What the fuck is that blurry mess on the Pro?" Yeah, I don't get it. The pisser is pissing the bed. Yes, my boy, the thug Shih Tzu says artistic choice, not a downgrading graphics. Nah, that can't be real. LOL, the game isn't out. Nah. I mean, dog, where else can it be from? And my boy says 750, folks. I mean, dog, I know, please show me, give us an option to turn off the pisser. Oh, God, I think they might need to turn off the pisser. Abort. They need to get out of there. Abort. That's all I can say. Right? Get that shit up out of there, right? I don't know how real this is. I seen this and it was just funny because of the shit we was reacting yesterday with Marlon. Shout out to SMW Free. Look at this shit. My boy said they cheered too soon. Call of Duty Black Ops 7 Vault Edition pre-orders are now ahead of Battlefield 6 Phantom Edition pre-orders on the PS5 store, dog. Y'all remember that shit we was reacting to yesterday with Marlon? I might need to check on Marlon. Do you think he covered this? I mean, dog, just like that. I mean, you said WTF, really? I know. I mean, it's Charlie Intel, right? I mean, I don't know. Well, that was fast. Yeah, I know. And that's what I'm saying. Marlon probably pulled it up the first hour pre-orders. I know. That's why I'm wondering. Do you guys think Marlon checked in on this? 1 second. Let me do a little bit of research. I know he probably didn't. You know, to ask the question is to answer it. But he was sitting here. He sure was fear-mongering that shit, right? Reforged too. Reforged was too. Talking about some. Oh no, he didn't. All he did was play Gears today. He gave his impressions on this. I mean, my boy said these dudes are never gonna learn, bro. Exactly. And what I said yesterday still stands. I guarantee you, they're making the next game as we speak. Like these guys don't get it. These guys are machines. They pump out games every year. Like this is what I mean. These guys, but the way these guys look at devs, they think of devs like they really be in there making these games with love and care and shit. Like, I don't know, man. These guys are weird when it gets to talking about consoles. He was up at 6 a.m. posting that. Oh God, bro. Damn, actually spilled some water on my ass. Yikes. But nonetheless, man, we're still going. We still got some coke before we really get into this shit, right? But yeah, man, I don't think the piss are supposed to work like that. And it's just funny because these guys were sitting here, talking all that shit, right? And then to make it even worse, they got Grok out here, ratio ninjas, right? You know it's bad. You know it's bad when you try to get Grok to come in and save your ass, right? And then Grok steps in. And Grok steps in and says, nah, brother. You know it's bad when Grok step in and cook your ass, right? Hey, my boy says, I'm cool with Marlon. He never banned me. Yeah, I know. I like Marlon. I like Marlon. I'm going to start covering Marlon more. He's a funny guy. He's a very funny guy. Look at this shit. So this is in response to King Jamers. Like I said, shout out to Turk. You better hope if you say something about technology and this guy is underneath your tweet, count your days. Count your days. You fucked up. This guy has been out here cooking people, right? Left and right? So we see this guy. I remember loads giving me crap for using my portal for have to be online. Yeah, let's see these same people speak to me now when I see them hype up the ROG Ally X. He simply replies, what games do you play when you're not connected to the wireless network? This guy responds, not the argument being made here. What are you talking about? My boy Turk says it's literally the first sentence in his post. Play Anywhere games have to be streamed, right? And it's funny because if you notice, Turk checked out. Turk didn't even respond to dog, right? Bro is speaking to himself at this point, right? And someone else steps in. No, the point with the ROG Xbox Ally and Play Anywhere is that it plays the native PC version. No streaming is required. Streaming from your Xbox console or cloud is required for those titles that don't have Play Anywhere for now. I suspect future versions will play everything native, right? People are trying to tell him. He's sitting there. We'll tell that to Microsoft. Look what this guy says. You don't know what Play Anywhere is, do you? Just admit that you're wrong. But in typical PlayStation fanboy, he says, I'll ask Grok. He says, Grok, pretty sure Play Anywhere games will be stream only on the ROG Ally. My boy Grog says, Play Anywhere games on the ROG Ally are native PC versions you can download and play offline. No streaming required. Streaming is an option for other titles via Xbox Cloud Gaming. Enjoy your gaming. You know it's bad when Grok is telling your ass to hop off of Twitter and to start gaming. These guys keep on talking about shit they don't know nothing about. I mean, Grok is cooking his ass. This guy says, not what I heard, but okay. Oh, wait, I'm not even going to cover it anymore. But this is what I mean. These guys are getting cooked, brutalized. I know. Grok is like, you're wrong, brother. A clown, yes. Going out of their way. And this is what I'm saying. I guarantee you, if you ask this same guy, he'll tell you that the ROG Ally is going to be dead on arrival. He'll tell you that nobody cares about the ROG Ally, right? That nobody's interested in it. That he doesn't know who the audience is for, right? That nobody cares that the console's dead. But nigga, you're sitting here arguing with yourself about the shit, and then you're out here getting cooked by Grok. I don't know, man. It's not a good look, my brother. Not a good look at all. I don't know, right? Listen, and then shout out to Bold Alpha Wolf. He's hitting the nail on the head. Yeah, You've been tuning into Xbox misinformation campaigns. Not what I heard. Yes, exactly. And that's what I said. Isn't that what I just said yesterday, right? Less than 24 hours ago, I tipped my hat to them because boy, do they know how to run a narrative. Boy, do they know how to skew the information. Just like how they've been running around talking about their games being exclusive, even though we all know that's a damn lie. I mean, these guys, dog, they have a way of kind of changing reality. It's very odd, right? It's very peculiar to see. And I think they're starting to realize that they're kind of like the laughing stock of the gaming community. And it's just like, I think that really triggers them, right? But they just keep on putting foots in their mouth. They can't help themselves, right? That's just all that they know. I know. I got some more stuff to show you, right? Again, I want to show you guys this. Because like I said, this boy Turk, he's been putting in that work, right? Pause. This boy Twerk. I said I called him Twerk. Yo, pause. I'm geeking. Whoa, what's going on here? Turk has been cooking these guys, right? So we start off with Nick, right? Because he's been going back and forth with Colt Cassie Cage, right? My boy doing the don't question me like that. But even the Sony VP said that console sales aren't important anymore. Yeah, I know. I know. These guys are silly. But nonetheless, my boy says 5080 medium settings, 99% GPU usage, 42 frames per second, right? I don't know if you guys have seen, right? And I'm going to tell you guys right now, thank God that, I was able to sail the high seas. I was able to secure the goods. I have the game, right? I have it downloaded. I haven't booted it up yet, right? I'll probably go live and play it tomorrow. If not, then I'll definitely go live on Thursday, right? But nonetheless, I'm not going to lie. This performance does look shitty. It looks like it was a shitty port of the game. But nonetheless, it's not like the game's running at 720 pixels. These guys' shit is running at 720 pixels. It's running worse than the base PS5. Why are these guys opening their mouths? And then they want to top it off. Have fun tinkering with your options. Yeah, that's the plus side of PC. At least they might be able to work and get higher than 42 frames, right? And he's playing it at 4K native. Yeah, who knows? They might be able to tune it down and get better performance. Right? It's still a lot better than 720 pixels. I mean, come on, 720 pixels, get the hell up out of here, right? The game drops to 40 FPS on the Pro on the 720. Yeah, they're dumb. All we have to do is turn on lossless scaling, right? Lossless scaling, and we're at 90 frames per second. Our PCs don't care about the 60 frames per second lock. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of workarounds, and they're literally. That's why I wanted to key in on this part right here. Have fun tinkering with your options. Yeah, I mean, that's the whole benefit of it, right? And of course, he responds, right, with the infamous picture of him kissing the console, right? I like the AI edit, right? Native 4K, DLAA, right? Options menu, right? This guy responds, I think you're missing the point. You're paying near enough 3,000 pound build PC to a 700, I think this is pounds, right? A PS5 Pro for the same sort of performance. Yes, and this is what I mean. The same sort of performance. Sir, do you guys not understand that shit is running at 720 pixels? What are you talking about? The same sort of performance. It's not even close. PlayStation fans don't know what it is when we talk about the PC. That's a foreign language. And that's what I'm saying. And to be honest with you, right? Like I said, I have a very surface knowledge level of understanding. Anything that I know, I learned from goddamn YouTube, right? Anything that I needed to know, I YouTubed it or I Googled it, right? They think it's minus a few blades of grass. I mean, I don't understand what it is. I don't know. My boy said, so Sigs, I shouldn't get the white Xbox Ally because it's 720. Is that the official price? Right? And then shout out to Joseph. You don't need a $3,000 for a decent PC. Yeah, I know. Right? My boy, Thug Jitsu, 42 frames at 4K versus 42 frames at 720 pixels. Yes. That's what we're talking about. You know what I mean? And then the funny thing is the elephant in the room, right? Because your boy Sigs will take it there because I made it very clear. On top of that, we can sail the high seas. Oh, you want to give us a shitty port? Okay, well then we'll just sail the high seas. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. Like we'll sell the high seas and we won't be out of any money, right? So we'll play the shitty port. It might not have the best performance, but I'll tell you what, this whole entire generation, that has saved my gaming experience. The breaking point for me was Callisto Protocol because I was actually very excited for that shit, right? I was looking forward to it, right? But when I saw how it performed, I told myself, I said, you know what? I'm going to learn from this. I'm going to start pirating games more often, right? They're not going to get me again. And that's why when I see shit like this happen, thank God I sell the high seas. So yeah, I might get shitty performance, right? But at least I can kind of laugh and say, hey, I'm glad I didn't pay any money for this shit. If you guys want to check it out, you're going to have to pay full price for it. And let's just be honest, you guys aren't going to get a sale on that shit. And even when you guys do get a sale, it's only going to be like $5 to $15 off it. I mean, let's just call it for what it is. The Digital Foundry analysis for Metal Gear Solid Delta will be wild. The ponies will be crying hard. Yeah. The game runs like crap. Blame Xbox. PS5 has the same problem. Blame the devs. Pony logic. But you know, it is on the devs, right? But at the same time, I like to try to keep them to hold that same energy because it wasn't on the devs when it was the Xbox, right? But it's always been on the devs. You see, even with the PC, even with a nice rig, a 5080, right, on medium settings, they're getting 42 frames, right? Like I said, who knows? Maybe you can tinker with the settings. Maybe you can turn some things down and you can get the frame rate to at least 60 or even higher than 60, right? Who knows? But all I'm saying is at least you have that option, right? Meanwhile, you got people like Reforged Gaming, you know, Lono, he's begging for an option to turn off Pisser, right? Because that Pisser is bringing down the performance, right? I mean, I just showed you the picture of the Resident Evil Requiem. I mean, that shit looked like a damn joke. You know, but it's just funny. These guys are sitting here trying to argue about shit that they don't know. Like I said, my boy said, same sort of performance. LOL. Get out of here. Get out of here. These guys are they're going out of their way to make fools out of themselves, man. Bro, I'm thinking of getting a UD in a APU when it comes out and piecing together a PC. It's the same thing that will be in the next Xbox, but not cut down. Hey, I mean, if you think you can get the performance that you want out of it, go for it. I don't know too much about that. I'm the wrong person to ask. I'm gonna tell you for what it is, right? With my PC, I'm not even gonna cap. I walked into Micro Center. I told them what I was gonna be trying to do. You know, my dad was with me. He knew a little bit more. You know, he knows more about PCs, right? He really understands PC, right? But he's not like caught up on like the graphics cards and everything that's good and whatnot. I told him what I was trying to do, and they put together a PC for me, right? And I got a nice little warranty on it, right? Pony thinks they are PC guys. Yeah, well, they think that they've magically become PC guys because of the Pro, right? They think that the Pro has closed the gap between PC. That's why it's always funny. That's why I'm laughing at them whenever that shit falls on its face. Because they expect too much from it. Hey, you guys know that new horror game, Chronos? It's another Play Anywhere game. Oh, I did not know that. I'm looking forward to playing that shit. I'll probably stream that shit too. Are you getting Arc Raiders? I might try it out. I mean, isn't that shit kind of like Escape from Tarkov kind of? Isn't it like a looter kind of online something? Shout out to Escanor Flex. I gotta call this out. I could spend less than 1,000 and get way better performance out of my PC. 899 pounds to be exact, and I get all the games on Earth. Yeah, exactly. That's what the big difference is. Yes, the Pro is close to my 5090 PC. Oh, it's funny that you say that because you know what? I got a video to show you guys. I got a funny clip to show you guys. Because I seen this because I was watching Oh No, It's Alex's video, right? Now I'm not gonna watch all his video, but this is a clip that I seen a long time ago. And I wish I would have saved it, right? When I seen it. Because these guys literally, and I bring it up all the time. I reference this shit all the time. This is what I'm referencing when I say, what's it called? When I say that they were saying that their computer, or that they're not their computer, their PC, their Pro can compete with a 5090. Listen to this shit, or a 4090. I mean, listen to this shit.
Idiot elves.
And we've been telling you that this.
If you don't believe me, take a look for yourselves.
We've been telling you that this thing was going to cost $700, and we told you and told you and told you. And instead of you all just saving your money, like we told you, You were like, I never.
Saving your money. They were telling people to save their money for this bullshit, for this scam. When if they would have just saved a little bit of more money, they could have tasted PC greatness.
Do it, and guess what? This thing's more powerful than a 4090. It is. A friend of mine, he called me. He has a 4090. He was like, look, I struggle with this. You know, he said he's struggling with it because he's seen that this thing do things that.
I'm pushing X to doubt. And listen, they're sitting there allowing him to spread this bullshit. He's sitting here saying that the Pro can do things that the 4090 can't do. This is insane, right? Lying through his teeth. I can't believe it.
4090 can't do. It's not going to do this. It's going to struggle.
Everyone talking.
Okay, I'm not trying to steal his content, right? It's a press video, whatever. But I had to show you guys that shit. That is what I refer to when I tell you just how delusional these guys are, man. You know what I mean? My boy PS5 Blow. A 3080 is a 27 teraflops. I mean, these guys just be flapping their gums, bro. Oh, I think they're going to be closer to 1,000 next generation. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. The shit of PlayStation, right? Pro being 700, all they needed was a few hundred more, and they could have gotten an entry-level PC. Yeah, and the elephant in the room is they try to talk shit about people with Walmart pre-built PCs. Don't get me wrong. I would always say to get a custom-built PC because you can, upgrade it and whatnot. And I feel like you get more out of it in the long run. But hell, that Walmart PC will run circles around that goddamn PS5 Pro, nigga. Yo, what's good, Sigs? Good to see you, JG. What's happening, my brother? Right? What these dudes don't understand is people use PCs because you can do multiple things at the same time. You can't make money on a PlayStation. You can on a PC. I'm glad that you said that, man. People drive to work. People drive hours to work to go sit down at a goddamn computer to make money. People build businesses. I mean, it's a PC. You're talking about, that's how human beings were able to evolve through technology, through PC, right? Because we hit a wall in evolution. So what did we do? We created a machine in the image of man. PC master race greatness. They wouldn't understand. They just wouldn't get it. And they keep on talking about these gimped ass little weak consoles. I'm just like, stop it. Please stop it. Don't you see what's going on with Metal Gear Delta? I don't get it, man. The PlayStation doesn't even have a web browser. On God, right? Hey, shout out to Raging Wanderer, man. Playing HellDivers 2 and had a big Kool-Aid grin when I saw the Sony logo on my Xbox. My boy Evil Weethan, they can't see the light. Oh, they're going to see it when Xbox rolls out these new hybrids, right? And the Xbox guys start flaunting in, because all it really needs is just an Xbox button, right? Because with the ROG Ally, with all of this fuss, that's what the starting point of it all was, right? If you had to be a detective, right? If Detective Siggs, right? If I got on my Detective Seed shit and I was Detective Siggs, and I could sum it up to what is causing all this fuss, I tell you what it is. I tell you, it's that damn Xbox button. They put a damn Xbox button on the ROG Ally, and it completely shook everything up. God damn it. It shook everything up. I mean, these guys are upset. They really don't like that Xbox button. To the point where they're like, you can get it right now. Please get it right now. Oh, shout out to Paris. And the Xbox button works great too. They're over there begging, please get it right now. Don't get the Xbox One, please. You can get it right now. You can get a PC right now and just slap a sticker on it. Please don't get the Xbox One. You don't want it. You don't want it. It's not going to be able to play your old games. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, yo, these guys are out here going bad. I'm like, yo, let the Xbox guys buy their Xbox handheld. These guys are going out bad. Now they're trying to tell Microsoft that it ain't a damn Xbox. When have you ever seen that happen? When have you ever seen people come out with hardware and tell you what it is, tell you the name of it and everything, and then the consumers turn around and tell you no, it's not. Only PlayStation, guys. I'm telling you, man, there's something else. There's something else, and I hope that they never change. I'm gonna be honest with you. I hope that they never change, man. I mean, these guys are upset. Escanor Flex, feeble-minded ponies, right? Would know God? Would I know God if he stared them in the goddamn face, right? And real talk, I don't know if I shouted it out or not. I'm geek, but shout out to Paris in here, right? Because I know you've been taking a lot of shots, and we're gonna touch on this, right? Because we got the pseudo intellectual Colin Moriarty, right? You know, he's out here crying and shit, right? and to celebrate, right? Because the night is still young. It's not. We can still say today is the day that HellDivers went to Xbox, right? I would have thought that they had enough time to get over the shit, but they're still crying, right? But to celebrate it, right? Let's go back and look at what he had to say and his sources, right? His sources, right? Because you know a lot of these guys, like to pretend that they have sources. And to be honest with you, I'm glad that they do. I'm glad that they do because it's funny whenever it gets proven that they don't have sources, right? But then they start crying and everything, right? I got to show you guys this tweet because this tweet has got a lot of people feeling froggy. A lot of these people are taking shots at, you know, Xbox content creators and everything. And I'm not gonna lie, man, the salt is unreal. Just to put it lightly. One second, I gotta pull this shit up real quick. I wish I would have pulled it. I'm sorry. I wish I should have had it up sooner. We're gonna get to it, right? You know, we're gonna get to it. At least I will give you guys any dead air on some MBG shit, right? But don't worry, it's worth it. It's worth it. I definitely think that when it all comes together, you guys will understand. You know what I mean? Exactly what I was going for when I was talking about this shit. 1 second. Let me just put this shit on the full screen real quick. But nah, how you guys feeling about HellDivers? That's the question, man. I see a lot of you guys have been saying that you've been enjoying it and everything, right? Is it a go? You guys enjoying it? You know, I think it's pretty good. My boy said, "Do your thing. Don't worry. Don't worry. We got it. We got it. We're gonna find it, right? I gotta find it because okay, don't worry. We found it. We know we'd find it. My boy said, "I'm loving it." Okay. Love it. Oh, I'm glad that you guys are liking it. I have it, but I'm jumping in till Thursday, right? Okay. Okay. I'm glad that you guys are enjoying it, right? Haven't picked it up yet, and I'm still trying to finish Falling Feathers. Yeah. You know, I'm a little bit upset what they did with the censorship, but I can't lie, right? From what I've played, I've enjoyed it. My boy Greedy Lucci said he's getting it Friday. Okay. I was enjoying it, but I had to uninstall it. Shit was taking up too much space on my damn PC. I'm like, God damn. Took up too much space, right? But look at this shit, right? This is HellDivers to Xbox, right? This is in like 2024, right? I think it's like around here or some shit.
There was a all the rest and see themselves into a third party fully. And I was reading Satya's commentary where he noted that he noted by name that Microsoft had 7 games in PlayStation's top 7 or top 20. I'm sorry, 20 PlayStation Store's top 25 games. 7 of them were Xbox games. Yeah. And or you know, some Bethesda games too. And so your Fallouts and all the rest. And Sea of Thieves is doing very, very well over there apparently. Crazy. Yeah, Pentiment and Hi-Fi.
Oh yeah, they love Sea of Thieves, right? You know your boy Sigs touch on that often.
So I'm kind of just curious what everyone's gut feeling is about this, because I was looking at this. There was an analyst. We don't know hardware numbers, obviously they don't share them anymore, and haven't for a very long time actually. But he was saying that he thinks that they sold somewhere like 800,000 units in the 3 months leading into the end of the year, or I guess this would be their third fiscal quarter. It's Microsoft. And when you look at the numbers, you see that they'd actually be down in revenue and in net income, if not for Activision, which puts them over into the black. But they spend so much money doing that. I'm just kind of curious what everyone thinks about this, because seeing Satya talk about how we're committed to bringing more players to, or more our games to more players where they are, it's like, well, this is certainly. You had brought this up, Maddie, about there being no doubt that there would be more. What we call it on Sacred Symbols is Game 5. What will Game 5 be?
I know it's somewhere in here. This dude is yapping a lot, right? I just want to get to the part where he talks about HellDivers, right? Right. I'll try to see where it is. I know it's in here somewhere.
Is happening. And it has never been more over for the old initiative than it was when they released these quarterly reports. And I was reading, I'm like, it's definitely 800,000 consoles is a quarter is disastrous. That would kill companies.
And look, here we are talking about console sales.
Without
my boy Greedy Lucci. Phil walked him down. I know this is gonna get good, right? When he starts talking about his sources with the HellDivers and everything, his insiders, all done.
Proper financial stream. You're wearing your Dreamcast shirt. I had a great affinity for the Dreamcast. I loved it. Dreamcast was canceled under very similar numbers.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I would argue Dreamcast might have even been doing better than 800,000 globally a quarter.
Oh wow, damn! He said Dreamcast was doing better. Okay, talk that shit.
Of 2001. And so I just don't understand. I mean, I do understand, like, the Nile isn't only a river in Egypt, as they say.
Oh, really? The Nile isn't only a river in Egypt. I'll remember that one.
But it's strange to me, like, because I see people holding on to this idea and they basically mirror it. And I've been talking to some of my sources about this as well, with this HellDivers 2 rumor, where it's like, well, it's happening to you too. And I'm like, HellDivers 2 isn't going to Xbox.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me play that back again. Wait a minute.
And I've been talking to some of my sources about this as well.
Oh, some of his sources. I wonder what his sources got to say now.
With this HellDivers 2 rumor, where it's like, well, it's happening to you too. And I'm like, HellDivers 2 isn't going to Xbox. Like,
HellDivers 2 isn't going to Xbox. I mean, goddamn.
At least I personally wouldn't care if it happened. I think it would be kind of interesting, like, get more people involved or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll see. Because like I said, he had a tweet. He had something to say today. He had something to get off his chest.
But looking at it through the corporate lens, it's like, why would they do that?
Money.
And the same thing with Nintendo.
Money. How do they never get it? What do they not get? What do they not understand? Right? Money. I mean, goddamn, right? But at this time, we're still going with the, Xbox guys don't buy games narrative, right? My boy Joseph, HellDivers isn't going to Xbox, right? Same source as Reforged, right? I think his source might have been Detective Seeds, goddamn it. or goddamn, my favorite, goddamn, Shinobi, goddamn, right? From the Hidden Leaf. I think that might have been his goddamn source.
No one even dreams that they're going to do that. Microsoft is in such a vulnerable position. I think that if I were Sony, I'd be like, yeah, we could sell 1 million copies of HellDivers 2 on Xbox, probably something like that. So we'll make $32 million. Like, and then
and they're just gonna stick their nose up to that. Is that what you're saying, Colin? $32 million? They're just good on that $32 million. Okay, Colin.
We put a game on Xbox. And then that opens up this floodgate for us. They're probably like, no, we don't need to do that. I just think that I'm trying to draw this mirror image between all the different companies.
Oh, we don't need to do that. And then here he goes into coping, trying to draw this mirror image. Ain't nobody trying to draw a mirror image. They're doing it themselves. Nobody's asking Sony to do anything. Sony's making these decisions themselves. I know these guys like to pretend like they're in business rooms with these guys. I know they like to pretend like they have input on the decisions that are made. Sony is moving on its own accord. Ain't nobody trying to paint this a certain type of way. People are just looking at what's happening. People are just seeing the writing on the wall, right? And this is from a year ago, back in May. And here these guys are yet again wrong again, right? Wrong again.
This is not effective because it's not going to go the same for all these companies. I think Sony's very interested in getting their games on mobile. I also think Sony's very interested in getting their games on PC. And I've said
that's where I was going to go.
Yeah,
and Xbox.
And I've said, and my own audiences, a lot of my audience disagrees with me, but it's like they should do this aggressively, in my opinion. because I think
And that's what they're doing. It feels like half of gaming YouTube is just due to LARP as business analysts. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
more than half of
And to be honest with you, it's cringe. I think this is kind of boring, to be honest with you, right? To pretend like you're talking about this shit. My boy Gamer Live Studio, what's happening, dog? I appreciate it. Why I got a job. Money, anime, money, gaming, money. Exactly. Literally. In that order, right? I mean, you guys see my room and everything. You guys know what time your boy is, right? I mean, you see the figurines and whatnot. Boy, you already know. That's the only point. What else? My boy said this clip aged poorly. Well, that's why I had to play it. Because there's a part in the clip right here where he says, you know, if it happened, I wouldn't care. Okay, interesting. Hold on to that.
HellDivers copies were sold on PC.
Pause.
So if HellDivers was a PS5 game, it would have done very respectably. 4 million, maybe, something like that. I mean, that's a lot for a game like that. But we're talking about 10 plus million, probably much higher than that. I think Sony has held those numbers very close to their vest because they're going to say them in their financials. Their financials don't come out until the middle of May. So we're not going to have.
I mean, look at these guys. Oh, shout out to what Cherry Ball said, man. I mean, LARPing, right? Talking about their financials and everything. Like they got a close eye on their financials. I mean, these guys are silly, right? Sigs, you need to get a couple of Gundam statues in that room. Yeah, you're right. I do. No cap, right? My boy said, I want to see the sales. I'm good on the sales, but I know some people like to talk about the sales, right? And I show you guys that, right? Because we go from that energy, right? And now we have Colin Morty here today, right? And he made this tweet at 3:44 p.m., right? I mean, dog. And bro is straight up crying, right? And he even takes some shots, right? Colin is so deep in the console war, he gets caught with his pants down constantly. Yes, a reoccurring theme. I want you guys to see this shit, right? And we got to play the fucking... He says, is it me? Or are the folks saying everything should be third party literally are the same exact people who were celebrating, wishing and hoping for and promoting console exclusivity more than anyone else in our space? Regardless of where you stand, it feels wildly disingenuous. Okay, right? It feels wildly disingenuous. And then we got Colt Eastwood, right? Shout out to Colt Eastwood. Colt Eastwood sitting there. He on his Kung Fu Kenny shit. Colt Eastwood, he right underneath the tweet. He's like, well, damn, you could have added me, right? Look, Colt Eastwood is like, yo, next time you could just at me, bro. Gritty Lucci, big lame. What's your Twitter so I can add you? I'll put it in the chat, right? Crying, right? There we go. All I'm saying, look at this. I'm telling you. Up here crying. Colt Eastwood. 1 second. Let me get some water, right? Your boy got a cotton mouth, you dig. A few years ago, console fans wouldn't have had those games from the other platform. Now they can, and they found a new thing to celebrate, which is far better than celebrating exclusivity, right? Oh yeah, and don't get me started. We're gonna get into his response, right? Because I gotta throw my hat in the ring with this shit, right? So I mean, I don't see what's wrong with what he's saying. I think Colt is saying for real. A few years ago, console fans wouldn't have had those games from the other platform. Now they can, and they found a new thing to celebrate, games, because that's the whole point of all this at the end of the day. Right? I don't understand. I don't understand how this can be seen negative. Look at this response, right? And I want you guys to see the ratio. I want you guys to see how strong these brothers are, right? And how upset and how many people share this opinion, right? And I'm getting excited because that means we're going to get a lot of coping in this space. Look at this response. He says, or the very thing you loudly championed and egged on completely failed. And so you pivoted into something new. Whether or not it's your intention, that's certainly how it reads, right? And this is what's so funny, right? And I see we got a PlayStation fanboy in here, Marcus Grant. That man shitted on code. I'm glad you're throwing your opinion. Great to have your opinion. This is what I find so funny right here, where it says the very thing you loudly championed and egged on completely failed, and so you pivoted to something new. Make no mistake, right? When ABK went through and everything, a lot of people in the space thought that Xbox was going to make games exclusive, right? I'm not even going to lie. I thought that they were going to make the games exclusive because up until that point, that was the name of the game, right? That was the narrative, right? Get games, lock it down, make people buy the consoles. That's what I thought they were going to do. A lot of people thought that, right? But once you start seeing games going to other platforms, once these guys start making moves that make it very clear that they're putting their software, their games at other places. If you're a content creator, right? I'm talking on behalf of Colt Eastwood. If you're an Xbox content creator or any of the Xbox content creators, wouldn't it be smart to pivot? Wouldn't that be the logical thing to do instead of sitting up here and coping, pretending like your games are still exclusive? I mean, I don't know. It's looking like you PlayStation fanboys are going to have to pivot. Right? Because you guys love flapping your gums, right? You love talking. You know what I mean? Like we got one right now with Marcus Grant in here. I'm keeping it real. What games? You know what games? The games that are littered up and down your top 10 sellers, buddy. You know what game. Thank you for coming in to make my point right on cue, right? They're going to start thinking that these guys, that I'm these guys on another device. You guys make it too easy, right? Coming in crying and proving exactly what I'm talking about, right? Right on time. Thank you. This is what I'm talking about. They're so upset when they're mad they can't see the writing on the wall. Or maybe they do see the writing on the wall. And instead of them saying, hey, we were wrong. We thought that PlayStation would never do this. Instead, now they're getting upset. They're crying and shit. And they're calling out, people like Colt Eastwood. I guess Xbox content creators, right? Like I said, this just comes off as so much cope, right? And look, we got Broken Games HDR. That's exactly what he did, right? All these people hyping it up. Cookum, one of the biggest flip-flappers. And this is why I think the PlayStation guys are getting made fun of, right? I think this is why you guys make for such good salt content. Because you guys are still holding on to something, even though you know it's going away. Even though you know that the games are gone. It's sad to see, right? It's very sad to see. One second. Let me refill this water real quick. And it's just funny because I'll even go ahead because I think there definitely is, and my boy said, Lost Soul aside is PC day and date. Yeah. I'll even take it a little bit deeper. Pause. I'll peel back the layer a little bit more. When I look at the PlayStation guys, right? Because not only do I watch, I watch Xbox content creators, right? I watch them here and there, like some of them. I do think some of them are funny. And I also will watch the PlayStation content creators, right? I'll watch them with you guys, right? I think you guys understand that you guys have built your identities. You've built your channel around console exclusivity. I think you guys understand you're not going to be able to survive a pivot, right? I can at least give props to the Xbox guys, right? I mean, they were able to pivot. They're still talking their shit, right? Maybe it's because they make good content and they're interesting, right? I mean, maybe because they've been able to tap into something more than just paywalling video games, shit that benefits the corpo, Like I said, I sit around and I listen to PlayStation fanboys and I see a whole bunch of niggas crying. I see a whole bunch of niggas talking about sales reports. I see a whole bunch of niggas praying and pleading that their games don't go to other platforms. It seems like a miserable existence. That's why we get tweets like this, right? Even though in the clip that I just played, you were sitting here saying you won't care. It won't matter to you, right? But it looks like it does matter to you. That's exactly what it looks like. It looks like we got somebody crying. My boy Astro, game of the year. Oh, snap. We got an Astro Boy, right? We got somebody in here who like Astro Boy. Shout out to you. He said nobody's crying. I don't know. It looks like he's crying crocodile tears, right? Shout out to my boy Paris. I say what I say and I keep it moving. You will always have haters. Let them do their job and hate. I know. They come in right at time. Great wraparound, Sigs. Of course. Of course. I mean, you guys already know. Easy content. Easy content. It makes itself. It makes itself. Because then they just come in saying the same shit over and over again. These guys, and it's funny, these guys will be the ones who want to talk about hive mind. When all they do is just run with the dumb shit that they see on Twitter. They all just regurgitate the same thing over and over again. Layups and buddies. Easy work. Easy work. Easy content. I mean, holy shit, I get geeked before I do this shit. Too easy. Not with these weak-ass talking points. Not with Astro Boy Game of the Year and your goddamn as your YouTube name. Get out of here. Y'all didn't even buy that game, right? Let me turn it over to y'all lane. Y'all like to talk about sales and shit. We done seen the sales reports for little Astro Boy, right? Change your name to Forza. That's what you guys really over there playing. Stop it. Stop it. My boy talking about it is what it is. Good to have you in here, my brother. Well, you'll fit right in. Hi, bro. I just discovered your channel the other day. Love your content. Keep it up, bro. I appreciate it, right? Google, wow, Dirt Griggity's wife, fiance. Hey, man, y'all be on that boy Dirt, man. Let that boy Dirt live. Oh, man. My boy said, may the best game win. I can respect it, man. I can respect it. Hey, but y'all gonna have to crank that thing up, right? That 1 to 2 tempo title. I don't know if that's gonna be enough to satiate, right? I'm just saying, right? I'm just saying, man. But I'm glad you're having fun with Astro Boy. No kizzy. My boy said Deers is dope. I'm glad that you're enjoying it, my brother. No kizzy, no kizzy. While we're on that note, right? Let me take one more turn. I got some more tweets to show you, right? But I had to cover that Colin Moriarty boy. and then of course we got some low no crash outs. I know you guys enjoy those, man. I hope everybody's having a good time in here, man. You know, your boy Six is up here talking that shit. And as always, man, I don't say it enough. I really do appreciate how you guys come through and support a young brother, man. For real. Like, shit blows me away every time, man. No kissy, man. But your boy's in here, and we're just getting started. We got a lot of work to do. Look at this dog right here, right? Because we talk about Spider-Man 2 all the time, right? And this might not go over too well because we do have some PlayStation guys in the chat, right? They might take some offense for this. But they're also out here, they're still capping for Spider-Man 2. They're still coping for this broken ass game. This broken game with a weak story, right? Pretty soon when you guys get the ROG Ally, you'll be able to go over to Steam. You guys will be able to play, all the tempo titles. And then you guys can let your boy Sigs know what you think, right? But then again, like I already told you, right? The game is shit. I would recommend buying the first game. The second one, I would definitely sell the high seas. I wouldn't spend your hard-earned dollar on this game. I don't know if they fixed the port or not. But I wouldn't recommend that, right? So you saying the game weak. I'm saying the second one is weak. The first one is very good. I enjoyed the first one, but the second one is very weak. And the performance wasn't well. I played it right when it came over to PC. My boy said, huh? They're both good. I don't know, brother. The second one was weak to me. A lot of the content was cut from Spider-Man 2. When Spider-Man goes to Xbox, watch the glazing stop. If Sony's still planning on releasing Spider-Man 3 in chapters at full price, hey, I don't know, my brother, but my boy said Spider-Man 2 was an incredible game. I simply don't understand this very, very small bubble of people are trying to convince you this was a bad game. It sold amazing, good reviews, great user reviews. Social media is truly not real life. I don't know, right? I don't know. In my opinion, I was extremely disappointed with Spider-Man 2, right? Maybe I'm being too hard on it. It was a Spider-Man game. I'll give it that. But the story, the MJ missions, there was a lot of things. And the biggest thing that really ruined it for me was the performance, right? Now, granted, I sailed the high seas, right? So for me, sailing the high seas, it kind of mitigated the hurt from how disappointed I was at the game, right? But, they made Peter weak. It was just a bunch of nonsense in the game. It wasn't nice. You know, I didn't enjoy it. Spider-Man 2 is not that guy. I'm still forcing myself to complete it now. Yeah, it feels like a slog in a lot of places, right? I saw it was shit. I'm not gonna lie, like it started off pretty good, right, with the Sandman fight and everything, but I don't know. It just took a strong left, right? My boy said Spider-Man story was better, but two has better gameplay. I mean, they did kind of expand on the gameplay. I like the powers that they gave to Miles, right? I know a lot of people talk shit about Miles Morales, but I like the Venom powers that they give him. I'll give him that. That was pretty good. Made Peter weak. He got the symbiote. I'm talking about his personality. Now, don't get me wrong. He did kind of have like the typical, he gets the symbiote, then he starts acting like an asshole. I don't know. I'm talking about his personality. I'm talking about his demeanor. That's what I'm talking about, right? But maybe I'm getting a little psychological, right? We can agree to disagree. Fair enough, right? I know that there's some people in here, right? That is his personality. He's corny. I don't know, man. Like, he's corny, but I don't see him as like wimpy though. You know what I mean? I don't know. My boy said Spider-Man 2, the rainbows. Listen, y'all can die on that hill. All I'm saying is I was a little disappointed with Spider-Man 2, in my opinion, right? That's all that I'm gonna say. I'll leave it at that. Oh, and you know what? I'll bring this up because I kind of want to see how you guys feel about this, right? Because I've seen a couple of games kind of have this issue, right? I think with like Liza P, the DLC, they went in and they lowered the difficulty. It seems like Ninja Gaiden 4, the developers they're saying, fuck that. They're saying, they're assured newcomers that the tools are available to train themselves to get better at the game. They're basically telling them to get good. How do you guys feel about that? My boy said they cucked Peter to Mary Jane. I'm glad to see Faded Blazes on the same wavelength with me. I don't know. I don't like it. I can do without movie games. Fair take. Yeah. I'm not. I can understand that. I can see it from both sides. Do you guys think this is the right way to go? You know what I mean? They're saying Ninja Gaiden 4 developers are pretty much, they're assuring newcomers that the tools that are available to allow them to train themselves to get better at the game, right? And Legendary drops, I don't know if you guys watch his content. I enjoy him. Yo, when I seen the last trailer, I knew it was going to be brutal. I'm not going to lie. The game looks difficult. It looks like there's a lot of shit going on too, right? So, I mean, I'm up for difficult games. I think it'll be fun. You know what I mean? My boy said you couldn't die while playing as Mary Jane. I was just running around popping folks as Mary Jane. Kind of cool. I don't like how in Elden Ring, once you beat a boss, you can't really retry them. I can understand that. The only movie games I enjoy are Telltale and Life. Yes, I do like the Telltale. I like the dark anthology, like the Midnight of Madon and shit like that. Like, I did like those games. All right, I be playing those shits with my girlfriend. Like, I be thinking those shits are very fun. I'm not gonna lie to you. I be enjoying those shits, right? Ninja Gaiden 4 will be difficult for completionists, but accessible for noobs. Yeah. I mean, that is true. I do think that's true. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be a fun game. But nonetheless, like I said, I had a few things that I wanted to address, right? And also, we got some Lono to react to, right? Because, I mean, this guy, what can I say, man? He never disappoints. Never. Every single time, Lono will always come through. And he will always just crash out, dog. It's crazy to me, right? And he's just been salty. He's been really seething. We're just gonna catch up, right? We're just gonna catch up on the cope, right? And who knows, what time is it? It's 12, right? I might even be able to play a little bit of Metal Gear, right? Because I kind of want to not stay up that late today, right? My boy Kinda Bonsai, he crashed out on me today. Yo. He told your ass, you better shut up or get banned, boy. Come on, Bonsai. You know how he rolls, bro. What were you thinking? What were you thinking giving your opinion on a content creator, dog? You know better than that, man. My boy said, check out Astro Cyborg's Vigs. Yeah, I already know, dog. Trust me. I already know. Oh, man. We got a lot of cope, too. I mean, Astro's been working. We got a lot of cope, a lot of salt from this guy, right?
Base PS5.
So Reforge is trying to do I told you so because he said it looked outdated in the past. So I guess he's trying to talk shit about Metal Gear. And I seen when he was doing this. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little cringe. I was just gonna watch this shit.
5 is better, but also 30 FPS dips anytime action's on the screen. Man, oh man. I mean, I'm not gonna say I told you so, even though I really want to. I'm not going to say I told you so. I really want to. I tried to tell people that that game looked rough. Every time they showed a trailer, I was like, that doesn't look very good.
How my boy Strong Lum, sweet. Sigs is live. Yeah, buckle up. Lono crash incoming. Yeah, dude. And I did see there's some Astro Cyborg. Yeah, so like I said, as soon as I got home, I was like, man, let me go live. So we got a lot to touch on, right? Pause. Whoa, pause. I be catching it though. Y'all hating on PlayStation. I'm here big mad. Oh, Marcus Grant, you'll get over it, my brother. That's what we do. We come in and we talk shit about PlayStation. You don't know? That's kind of like the whole point, dog. What? You'll be all right, brother.
That looks kind of rough. It looks like they're really chopping up the footage. Everything looks very stiff. I don't know. I never thought it looked that great. And I got a lot of hate for saying that. It's just, you know what I'm saying? Did this guy say something negative about something I'm looking forward to? I'm going to get really angry. It's like,
I mean, but that's like literally how you are when it comes to anything. All right. Like I said, I'm just going to be going through these shits. Oh, I don't know if I want to react to this one though, because I did see this shit. How Oh No It's Alex was pretty much saying that YouTube should implement a timestamp system on each comment that tells everyone at what point in the video the comment was made. Right? I don't know. I think a good comment always has a place, right? It doesn't matter. My boy says first time on the internet. I know. I mean, I feel like a good comment has it doesn't matter, right? I really don't care. Like, I like the good comments, I like the negative comments, but I don't know. I kind of have a good way of laughing shit off, and maybe it's because I don't take myself seriously. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's a bad thing, right? But I think some people take themselves too seriously, if that makes sense.
Verbatim, YouTube should implement a timestamp system on each comment that tells everyone at what point in the video the comment was made. Lots of .01s would be my guess. I mean, yeah, that's literally what I...
No, false. No, we go through your shit with a fine tooth comb. We get all the cope, all the seeds. What do you mean? A lot of .01s, right? Like, come on, dog. What do you mean? This is what I mean. This is the cope. He swears that people don't click on his videos and listen to what he says. Like, no, brother, right? This is why even some people in the chat be in your streams. Like, dog, people listen to the stupid shit you say, dog. I don't know why you sit there and try to pretend like they don't hear what you're saying, right? My boy said it would be very easy to cheat that system. Just go to the end of the videos, bro. I know, right? Technically, right? I don't know, man.
I said just yesterday. I go further than that. I think the comments should be weighted according to how much they watched, so that people who actually watch the video, their comments are seen more and interacted with more.
Okay, but if people who watch the video, right, if somebody leaves a comment and in your favor, and people agree with it, then they'll like it and it'll get pushed up to the top, right? But it seems like the comments that shit on you are the comments that get pushed up to the top, right? I guess that's why he's upset, right? Yeah, they're buying the PS5 because they invested in Sony's ecosystem. Oh, my boy Marcus, it's not working. People still buying PlayStation over Xbox. I laugh my ass off. Weird times. Hey, man, what do I say? Console sales, right? I get it.
It would promote better engagement on the platform. Instead of these, like, thumbnail yellers. I told you they all watch. Of course they watch Wired Rope. Of course they watch.
Okay, but doesn't Wired Rope literally watch Oh No It's Alex? Like, he be in there fucking sending in super chats and shit. Like, brother, what? Wired Rope really be playing both sides, bro. You got a double agent.
Or you got to get your content somewhere.
On God.
Good morning.
He ain't lying about that, brother. I gotta get the stupid shit. I gotta get the cope, right? I low-key thought Astro already did that. I mean, I know Reforge, and now all of a sudden, out of the blue, MBG saying the shit like they're getting clipped out of context. Like, bro, get the fuck out of here. I know. Why do they always lie about out of context? It's almost like you got to know their whole damn life story to have an opinion about some shit that they said. Like, dude, what am I missing, right? Do I have to go back and look at your high school graduation? Like, nigga, what context am I missing? Like, brother, we seen the stream, dog. We heard what you were saying. It was insane. The shit you were saying was insane, dog. That's why you be getting clipped. Okay, let's see. Let's see what he's saying. Imagine defending UE5 and 4 days later, Reforge is still salty about guys in comment and still attempting to slander the Claire expedition. I got all the context, brother. I know.
Minority opinion, I know, but I'd rather we go back to games that look like Devil May Cry 3 and X-Men Legends.
Shout out to Xbox's Game. My boy said they just forgot the dumb things they say. Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Which both looked very clean, really pushed stable performance. Beautiful graphics don't interest me over stability. But Metal Gear doesn't even look that good. The Metal Gear Snake Eater game, it doesn't even look that good. All the UE5 trailers seem to have such promise. How do they fumble this so badly? There's been a couple of UE5 games recently that have been fine, haven't there? I feel like there's been a couple, and we're like, yeah, looks like Unreal's turning the corner. What are latest Unreal 5?
I think Atomfall was Metal Gear Snake Eater looks great. From what I've seen in the trailers, it does look good, but I'm hearing that it's bad PC performance, right? I'm hoping I can at least get it at like 60 to 50, right? And my boy said, how you go from defending it to trashing it? I know, right? I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. My boy said Metal Gear Solid Delta is disappointing. Yeah, from what I'm seeing, the performance does look disappointing, but I mean, from what I've seen in the trailers, I mean, it looked halfway decent.
5 games. I mean, we haven't played much of Hell.
Damn, my boy Xbox is king. Isn't it a remake of the PlayStation 2 game? LOL. I heard it's even a little stiff like the older game, right? I mean, I don't know. It's just native performance is botch. Okay. I mean, shit. Yeah, Metal Gear PC will probably have a patch from a community for performance. See, that's the thing, though. But I didn't win and sell the high seas, right? I know you can update the shit if you sell the high seas, but I don't like going through the trouble. I hope I can just get it to run good enough, right? But we'll see.
Hell is Us, but Hell is Us looked fine. Mafia: The Old Country, I don't think there's any major complaints there. Expedition 33 had some issues in the cutscenes. Marvel Rivals. What else do we have here? Well, we all know what's going on with Black Myth.
I think I know what you're talking about, where he was showing it. I seen like the Twitter post where he was like, "Look at this, it's running terrible." I seen that on PC. Yeah, I know, it's not looking good, guys.
It's kind of frustrating. Hellblade 2. You know, I don't know. I think there's been some games that have done just fine. Nova Hands with 36 months. That's a lot of months. Where are all the resubs? He's like, it's Tuesday. He's like, we've got ground to cover. Yeah, you guys are a little bit behind. You needed to end yesterday at 100 if you're wanting to unlock that Friday night stream. We'll see if maybe some trains get started here in a moment. Work and lurk, gang. Yeah, the Eric Solm stealth game was UE5. Yes, it was. For sure, Snake Eater's a bad example. But it feels like plenty of games now lack stability. That's one positive for Sony Studios. The games are
okay. I hope that you guys are correct, where it's not as bad as people are saying, right? I have seen that before, but we'll see, right? You know, I don't know. Like, I always feel like you could, who knows? Maybe I'll look up a YouTube video. Usually I can find like a little YouTube video and they'll be like, do this, turn this on, turn that off, right? I don't know. Maybe we'll find a way, right?
Always near flawless performance, even if I don't like them. Well, yeah, and I mean, I had a guy, he got in my comments and he was like, it wasn't surprising he misquoted me. That's pretty typical. He says, multi-plat games don't ship at quality, and he puts it in quotations, which I never said. And then he mentions,
I mean, that's basically what you implied. You've implied that plenty of times. You literally sit here and say, happy marriage, right? When you start prioritizing putting games in other places, you what's it called, downgrade the software, whatever, that pretty much you're not prioritizing the hardware. That's what you say all the time, right? That's pretty much along the lines of what you say, right? That's what you're implying.
Expedition 33, Kingdom Come Deliverance, and Silk Song. And I'm like, well, Silk Song's not out yet, but let's take this as an experiment. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 and Silk Song are taking 7 years to come to market, which is
okay. And how long is it going to take for Wolverine to come to market?
Something I always talk about. If you suddenly turn a project into a multiplat, it's going to take longer to come to the market, right? Now, that's not the only reason those games took 7 years, but I wouldn't use those as an example of like, see, multiplat games can come out and be one.
My boy said Reforge genuinely needs programming classes. A different console isn't a whole new science. I know. That's why it's like, I don't want to talk about it because I've never ported games, but like they act like them putting games on the Xbox, like they're in there working to the sweat of their brow, really trying to figure this shit out when I don't think it's that complicated, right? Expedition 33 has entered the chat. Exactly. How long did it take for Expedition 33 to be made, right? But it's funny now because now he's trying to say the time frame, but it's just like, I don't know. I'm looking at a game like Wolverine. That shit was announced in like when? 2021 or 2022? Right? And we still have barely heard anything about that. I'm just saying.
Wonderful. Yeah, and it took them 7 years. Is that how long?
Shout out to Daddy Said, right? Games are made on PC. What's his point exactly? You know, I've always looked at it like that because I do believe they make them on PC, right? But I know there's dev kits and all that shit. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't make the games. I don't know. But I don't think that it's as complicated as these guys make it seem. And it's funny that they argue from that point when they don't know how complicated it would be, right? It just shows that it's just a lot of narratives that they run, a lot of talking points, you know, that they just throw out into the space.
You want to wait for games? Or a game could come to market in 4 to 5 years and then get ported to PC a year and a half later, and you're in roughly the same hemisphere of time, and yet, you know, people got to play it earlier. People got to play it on the, you know.
I mean, you're saying that 1 year, it's looking like they're going to start putting games on PC day and date, but I see what you're doing, Lono.
PlayStation first, whatever. Dudeness, thank you so much for 38.
That's a good point. All games are made on PC, and my boy Xbox is king as well, right? These consoles are PCs, they're just stripped down. That is a great point, right? I don't know, right? Wolverine has been playable on PC since last year. Hey, I know the door got kicked in and they ran out with that thing, right? I know the PC guys, I know we've already got our hands on Wolverine, but I don't know. LOL, imagine when Reforge realizes PC has hundreds to thousands of configurations. Yeah. Prop us up while trashing Xbox. Typical pony logic. Yeah, I know. It's insane.
8 months in a VIP. So it's like, yes, and then Expedition 33, I mean, it had issues. Like, it's not I wouldn't consider it to be like the most polished.
But what issues did it have, right? Because I'm not gonna lie, I have seen guys who really analyze it, say that it has, you know, issues that have kind of been overlooked. But all I'm saying is, from what I played, I think it ran pretty well. I don't know how you guys feel. You know, I played it on a 3080 RTX, right? It seemed pretty well to me, right? I don't know, right? But I do know I have seen like more and more videos where people are saying like, oh, you know, the performance isn't as good as people make it seem. I don't know, right? But he's seen one of those videos too, right? My boy said, I love that damn game. Yeah, I know. I think it ran pretty well to me.
Release. I also don't think Expedition 33 is like on the level of some of these like more larger, like open, you know, huge games that have come out.
My boy Damian Henry, I'm going to pre-order Lost Soul Aside just so Sony gets a sale on PC so they can continue porting games to PC day and date. Fanboys can be salty all they want. Hey, I feel it. I'm telling you, my brother. I think they're going to keep on bringing them day and date. LOL, isn't Sony's game dropping literally this week on PC day and date? And he's still on games coming to PC a year. Thank you. I mean, holy shit, my boy, he got the thinking cap on. He's seen right. He cut through the bullshit. That's a great point. We're literally talking about Lost Soul Aside, right? Coming to PC a day and date. I don't know why he's talking like this.
It's not a Tsushima in size and scope. It's not a Horizon. So it's very, very good.
Shout out to Satiri. He's trashing Expedition, but what has Sony brought out to compete? Hey, I mean, they got Death Stranding 2, right? Right? And you know, I like Death Stranding 1, right? I think Death Stranding 2 should be okay, right? And then they got Ghost of Yote, right? They got 1 to 2 tentpole titles coming this year.
In the lane that it landed in. Wukong's awful on console. Indeed it is. I had a guy, he got...
Shout out to Cake Man. My boy says, I'm late. Damn. Technically, I was late too, my brother. We're all late today. I mean, I don't know.
Got on a short where I was talking about, you know, games coming late, you know, to Xbox. And when Wukong lands, he's like, this didn't age well. And I'm like,
yeah.
huh? Have you seen how Wukong runs.
Yeah, it looks like a console performance. It looked like what I would expect on a gimped PC. But here we go again. Here we go again. Now we're gonna act like, you know, the Series S is in a completely different world than the PlayStation 5, right? Like their console is just so much better than the Series S. They always like to pretend like this. It didn't age well because you guys were talking like the game wasn't gonna be able to run on the Series S, right? And it was your here you go. We try to tell you guys. And it's funny because back then it was the Xbox, right? But now that it's Metal Gear Solid, right now it's the dev, right? We always knew it was the dev, but I don't know, man. My boy said Wukong is fine in performance mode on the Series X. What is he talking about? But I thought all games ran flawlessly on the consoles because they're optimized for the hardware and only PC games run poorly. Yeah, I know. I heard a lot of nonsense like that. Very good point.
On the Series S? It's just called Black Myth Screen Tear. Like, just rename the game. Like, dear Lord, it looks terrible. Like
a Black Myth screen tear. So what do you guys call a Spider-Man, right? What do you guys call Spider-Man 2, right? Because y'all was calling that a Game of the Year nominee and shit, right? And even though motherfuckers was turning into cubes and shit, the soda cans was looking all pixelated and shit. I mean, I don't know, man. These guys be coping, right? I don't know, man. My boy Eyeless. I'll probably get Lost Soul Aside, a key from Instant Gaming. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Your boy Siggs. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I might make off with that one in the night. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just gonna keep it 1,000.
And again,
that's a great name. My boy Clips de la Mojas. All right. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Spider-Man 2, more like disappointing, man. If no one buys PlayStation games on Xbox and PC, PlayStation will still port them. PlayStation is still like a gold digger, tricking for that dollar. Yes, exactly. I don't recall seeing screen tearing in Black Myth, but I guess I'll need to look up some stuff from Digital Foundry. I don't know, man. I hope Lost Soul Aside is good. There's not enough good hack and slash games. I'm hoping that it's good too. I think it looks like it has the potential to be good.
Terrible combination. You've got a game that wasn't optimized well for console, running on the weakest console. Like, of course it's going to have issues. I'm a literature teacher, says Jack Garland. I'm going to make my students write their...
Shout out to my boy, Centurion for the God. The Series S versions runs good for a low-budget Xbox. I know. It seems like it's a low-budget Xbox. Like, I don't know why they hate on the thing so bad. I mean, the Series S, to me, when I see it, it seems like it's just a low entry point for a trash generation, right? If I'm just going to keep it 1,000. Shout out to my boy, Faded Blaze, the China Hero Project. Okay, yo, you already know that China Hero Project.
Their book reports in English, French, Spanish, because it's important that their assignments can be read anywhere. Is Wukong on Xbox already? Yeah, that was wasn't that like a couple days ago? Yo, it's good, Brian. Black.
Mr. Nobody. Metal Gear is running horrible on PlayStation. Oh, yeah, brother. We know. That's the talk of the town.
Myth Wukong Xbox release date. It was 6 days ago. Yeah. If we go to most played Xbox.
My boy says the pros specifically. Yeah, on God.
Games, right? Most played games. It's been on the platform for 6 days. I don't see it. Looks like in the top 50, it's not there. We'll see if...
Oh, that's what's up. You got like that little thing where you can literally attach it onto the Series S. I'm reading Centurion. For God, you got that little thing that you can like close down and open up, that little attachable screen. I've seen that before. That's what's up. You said it. The attachable screen setup look and run just fine, but the Series X on my Samsung high end TV. Okay, that's true. Horizon had bad shimmering issues at launch. I did hear that it had a little bit of issues.
HellDivers climbs the ranks over there.
Okay. He's gonna pick up on the cope, right? Mash has begun. Okay, let's hear this. It seems like this is gonna be a little bit of crying, a little bit of coping.
Done just fine. Nova Hands with 36 months. That's a lot of months. Where are all the resubs? He's like, it's Tuesday. He's like, we've got ground to cover. Yeah, you guys are a little bit behind You needed to end yesterday at 100 if you're wanting to unlock.
Damn, you guys are a little bit behind. You needed to end at 100 yesterday. He's literally telling them what his numbers need to be at. That is insane.
That Friday night stream. We'll see if maybe some trains get started here in a moment. Done just fine. Nope.
My boy Gnome Hunter. Beg, beg, beg. Oh, yes. Would it be a stream if we didn't get some Lono begging?
Timmy just opens cases and Michelob.
Oh, this was our boy Kinda Bonsai. Kinda Bonsai had the nerve to open his mouth and give his opinion. Bad on you, Kinda Bonsai. I don't know where you thought you were, buddy.
Timmy just opens cases and Michelob's. Oh, stop! Don't. That's not true. That is not true. You sure about that? I'll tell you what we can do.
Kinda Bonsai. Who the hell do you think you're talking to? Talking about some, are you sure about that? Look at the look on his face. Oh boy, you knew what you were doing. You knew he wasn't going for that shit. I gotta play it back when he said, look at his face. I mean, he makes it a little bit too easy, dog. Why'd you do him like that, Kinda Bonsai?
You sure about that? I'll tell you what we can do.
Uh-huh.
You can drop it, or, continue to speak ill of another creator, and then I can ban you. Those are your choices.
Yeah, because only he can speak ill about creators, right? Only he can talk shit about other people in the space. That's his job, Kinda Bonsai. He's got that shit covered, right? I mean, goddamn. I don't know, man. This shit is hilarious, bro. It's funny. The member numbers have... My boy said, dude said he wants a train. Sounds kind of gay to me. Hey, that Twitch terminology, I'm telling you, there's some weird guys over on Twitch. I'll just leave it at that. That's his train pose. He can't take criticism for shit. It wasn't even criticism to him. It was criticism for someone else, right? But then he has to hop in like he's just above talking bad about other content creators. Like, dog, every other day you talk shit about other content creators. Oh, no, not him. No, it's hilarious how guys like Seeds is no longer getting accurate information when Reforge finds it negative. Yo, they cutting off Detective Seeds. What? Right? My boy Kenneth J. Williams, he needs some donations badly, right? He's saying you guys are behind. I cannot imagine looking at your chat and saying, what's going on with the donations? You guys are behind.
Lono Detective Seeds is saying a lot of things lately that are hard to believe. Like, do you have an example of something that he said that you think is hard to believe?
Oh, you know what he's saying, Lono. Stop it.
Nick says supporting Returnal. Game's going to PC 6 months after landing on PlayStation.
Yeah, look at him.
Yeah.
Look at this little flip that he does with these glasses. Boy, he's upset.
PC,
Look.
6 months after landing on PlayStation. I tend to agree with you. I don't think a lot of those are. I think he's been told those things. I don't think those things are accurate.
Oh,
I think he's.
I agree with you. Look, you guys know I don't believe nothing. None of these leakers say, but wait a minute. I thought Detective Seeds were their guys. Now Detective Seeds go right under the bus. He go right under the bus like it's nothing. I'm like, God damn. Yep. He's trying to monetize his AI music channel by releasing albums weekly. Yo, you're blowing his spot up. Damn.
I think he's getting bad info somewhere.
Oh,
I trust him.
But what makes you? Oh, but you trust him. But what makes you think he's getting bad info? How did all of a sudden the info become bad? Right? Okay, just watch the video. So the Series S in balance and performance mode has screen tearing, but more so in balance. Performance seemed a little bit more stable. Honestly, it did look bad. I mean, for a console, that's what you would expect. It, not trying to shit on the console gamers, but I mean, I expect that shit from a $300 console. Just say it. I mean, plus the frame rate was pretty solid. That's good, right? I was gonna help him by listening. F that now. I'm telling you, hey, the AI albums are pretty good, right? Notice eyes. If Detective Seeds announced a new PlayStation game device, suddenly it would be an accurate report. Yeah, they definitely pick and choose the sources that they want to run with.
I don't doubt the man's honesty.
Shout out to my boy Kenneth J. Williams. He still believes misinformation and tells it to his Twitch and YouTube chats. Yes, like clockwork, like it's nothing.
I don't think he's getting good information.
Based off of what? I mean, dude, you're literally, he doesn't even understand what he's doing. You're literally downplaying the credibility of one of your guys. I've seen Detective Seeds in his chat and shit. You know, I think he even sent in a super chat and shit, right? Detective Seeds is your guy. And you're literally throwing him under the bus like it's nothing, right? You're saying that his information is faulty. Like, that's crazy, right?
That's my take on it. Like, I look at him, I'm like, yeah, I trust him. I think somebody's saying stuff to him. I don't think the information's very accurate.
Oh, and I see the Reforged roast. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm definitely going to order. I got it. Don't worry. I know I told you guys. Don't worry. I got to schedule a certain time because, like I said, I don't want it just to be my opinion, right? I'm going to get Miss Siggs, right? She's going to be there to try it as well, right? And she's got no reason to lie. And we're going to see what the Reforged roast is hitting on. And I think it'd be interesting, right? You know, as we move out of summer, wouldn't it be interesting for me to be reacting to Lono and everything, right? While I got some Reforged roast, right? While I'm drinking a cup of Joe, right? I hope that it's good. For real, right? No kizzy. My boy said source. I made it up. Yeah, I figured he made it up.
That's been kind of my take on some of the more recent things that have come out. Like,
yeah, but how come it's just the recent stuff? Is it because the recent stuff sound like you guys are going multi-plat, right? Even though you guys are multi-plat for real.
They're going to make Xbox pay for the port of Returnal and get a better cut, and PlayStation's going to argue for a better cut. And I'm like, of Returnal? Like, I just hit 100 hours in Returnal last night. Okay. I love Returnal. He's been correct
we know.
many times. He's been incorrect many times as well.
Wow.
Wow.
Listen, like I said, I don't believe Detective Seeds, but wow, he's just throwing this guy right underneath the bus. Holy shit.
And stuff that turned out to not happen. And he's admitted that. He's admitted that sometimes his info's not been correct. So, but Returnal? Returnal's the best PlayStation game of this generation by far. Now listen, you and I both know that because we're intelligent. Everybody else doesn't know that. No, I'm just kidding. I just hit 100 hours in Returnal last night, and I'm here to tell you, I don't think that piece of property has that level of leverage that you're going to say, hey, Xbox, you're going to pay to port this, and we're going to get a better revenue.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. When I heard that they were going to pay to port, and not only were they going to pay to port, but also I heard that they were going to leave it off the Series S, I was like, nah, man, nah. Sigs, you know why ponies hate me? Because every time they talk to me, they get to say out loud, Xbox is king. Like I said, brother, I've been seeing you talk shit in a lot of chats for a long time. Like I said, very respectful, right? Not cursing, not using any profanity, not calling anybody out of their name, right? Just stating facts, right? I'm not going to lie. I find it very entertaining, right? That was straight cope. Yeah, I know.
You share on it. Oh, by the way, it's also a game that showcases the DualSense and the adaptive triggers and the haptic feedback. Now, yes, on PC, you got to have the DualSense to get that, but you ain't getting that on the Xbox. Like, as a title,
I'm not gonna lie. The main meal of the day is gonna be at Lono, right? It's gonna be Lono. Like I said, it was a light salt date, right? I just had the little salt, right? Light salt date. And now, to be honest with you, right, I am a little bit tired, right? But I got enough to make this a good stream, you know what I'm saying? And who knows, I probably will come back tomorrow with another one, you know what I mean? If we can get some more cope, right? No kissing. Oh, you know what? I could also react to the Porter Rock, right? Because Porter Rock was talking shit about PC, right? So I could also talk about that as well. Let me know what you guys think, right? After the Lono crash outs.
As a title, I just don't think it has that level of leverage. I don't think it has that level of leverage. I really, really don't. Spider-Man? I could maybe see them being able to pull that off. I just don't know, man. That whole thing feels off to me. That the claim is so off.
Oh, DCG made a video on Gears Reloaded. Yeah, we might have to check that out. No lie. There was one of these videos I wanted to react to where I know he was legitly mad. He was talking about like people being dishonest and whatnot. He was talking about salt content creators and everything and how they're just dishonest. I gotta find it, right? I know it was one of these. Let me see.
Lono Detective Seeds. There
It was one of these, I thought. I don't know. I may have scrolled past it, right? Oh, that's what it was. It was from this day. I'm tweaking. Yeah, I'm tweaking. I missed it. This is the potent shit, right? This is the potent shit. Wow, this is what it was. This was the shit where he was coping. I was wondering. I was like, man, this shit is light. It has been a light day, right? Okay, I'm so sorry, you guys. What am I doing? I'm sorry. Like I said, I had a little bit of errands to run and whatnot. This is the shit where he was talking that cash shit. My boy said, Returnal deserves more love is all I'll say. I think Returnal's a good game. Now, granted, I did modder and turn it to Sams's around or whatever. I did turn it to Sams's, right? I did have to modder, to turn her into something sexy, but I do think it's a good game.
Same thing they're doing with the handheld. They're speaking things they want to be true and trying to make everyone believe them. Yeah, that whole thing is just continuing to be hilarious to me. How about
and you see, there we go. We're already starting off with the cope about the handheld, right? This is what I should have started with. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm sorry. I was yanking your chain there. But, the Lono cope is always good. So we're already starting off talking about the handheld, right? We're already saying that it's lying to people, right? What are they lying about, right? I just don't get it.
How about the leak that Returnal's coming to Xbox? That's what I mean. It wasn't a leak. The only two people who have claimed that have been Returnal and Mag, and Mag didn't say it was coming. Mag said there was a conversation about it happening, that it still couldn't happen. The leak was that Xbox is going to pay for it and PlayStation will get a bigger revenue share. On Returnal? Like, come on, man. Yeah, no. Bungie coming over under PlayStation Studios was easy to see, right? We saw it on websites. We saw it we heard rumors and murmurs of it in the background, and then they officially stated this situation with Returnal. It's like, you mean to tell me a game that maybe sold 1 million copies so far, somewhere between 1 and 2 million copies so far? You mean to tell me that PlayStation is making Xbox pay for the port?
I'm not going to lie. I do think that this is a little bit out of left field, right? But what's interesting is he talks all the time about how he loves Returnal. He's played it so many times on stream. He's always talking about how it's just such a good game. And I agree. I do think it's a good game. I don't think it's like amazing, like breathtaking, but I do think it's good, right? I like the like boss fight where you're like falling through the sky and shit, and you have to like land on platforms while everything's falling apart. I'm not trying to spoil it though, because you guys are about to be able to play that shit. I mean, I don't know. It's just odd how, what did I say? Whenever there's a chance that these games aren't going to be exclusive anymore, I mean, they just turn on the game. They turn on the game so quickly.
And then they're arguing for a better revenue share? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, that rumor, everything about that rumor feels off to me. I don't know. It feels like they're trying to catch a leaker with a fake leak. That doesn't feel genuine at all. That's of all the games to do that with, I'm like, Returnal? Like,
hey, yo, heck Boogie, you ain't lying about that. Would be funny if Sony takes the Game Pass back for Returnal. Hey, yeah, the boss fights are amazing. I think it looks all right. I'll try it on Xbox. At least it's something new. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I think the Xbox guys would like it. I'm just keeping it 1,000. Like I said, I'm not going to hate on the games that I enjoy from them. Don't kizzy.
That's not a negotiation chip. That's not a very strong... Like, I love the game. I really do. I'm working on unlocking...
And this is what I mean. This is... They somewhat shoot themselves in the foot, but you guys always talk about McQuality, right? It's always McQuality, my exclusives. These are the games that make people want to buy a PlayStation, but you're pretty much saying that you don't think it's going to be a good bargaining chip? That people wouldn't buy it? This is what I mean. Like, you somewhat downplayed the shit out of the game. I don't understand that. Instead of saying, oh, yeah, it's a good game, I think it would sell well on Xbox. I mean, it's a whole bunch of word salad just to pretty much say, Xbox bad. Xbox guys don't buy games, right? They wouldn't buy that one. I don't know, right? Shout out to Astro, Game of the Year. I think Xbox would like it too. It's a solid shooter, but the roguelike balancing could be better. Yeah, I can agree with that. But I think it's fun for what it is. No lie.
All the perks on all the guns, I'm using Tower of Sisyphus, which tier 3 perks in that game take way too long to upgrade. I cleared like 4 rooms and killed elites and bosses and mini bosses and all kinds of enemies. And man, that bar barely fills. Good night. I was working on Rising Pitch 3, and I was like, come
My boy Strong Glum said, I'm not playing it.
on. And I finally died because you get so far, the rooms get crazy. It's like you beat the boss like 2 or 3 times, and then
I mean, if it makes you feel better, Strongest Lum, I sell the high C for it, right? The Tower of Sisyphus. I'm gonna be honest, I did not play the whole tower part. I didn't at all. I mainly just stuck to the story. I didn't do that. I think that's like kind of bonus content, right? Oh, shout out to my boy Bold Alpha Wood. Thank you, man. Bold Alpha Wolf. Whoa, I said Alpha Wood. Excuse me for that. Don't want to butcher the Bold Alpha Wolf name. I appreciate it, my brother. That pack is getting huge. Right? I mean, goddamn. We just keep on growing, man. I appreciate it.
game gets nuts. But that's when the tier 3 perks start showing up. It makes sense for Microsoft to do that to placate console users as long as possible. But not with Returnal.
It says who?
Not with...
just like how it was not with HellDivers. They never learn. They never learn. Says who? Why not? Right? Because it's a single player game, right? Because it's only live service games. Why not? And how can you say it with such authority, right? That's what blows my mind. Like, can you not see the writing on the wall? Like, this is what I was talking about not too long ago. This is that Colin Moriarty energy, right? The sources, the insider type beat. But I'm just saying, I can see the game going to Xbox. Am I saying that it's going to go, people will say, oh, you're port begging, yada, yada, yada. Either way, they're going to be able to play it on their new hardware. I'm just saying, I don't know.
Returnal. I'm telling you, that there's something about that leak that doesn't smell right. There's something about it. Like, I don't think Mag or Seeds are being dishonest. I think they were...
Yeah, don't get me wrong. This leak, and I told you, a lot of these leakers just be saying bullshit. I'm telling you, those leakers, they're no different than your boy Six, okay? I need you guys to understand that. If you guys don't understand anything else, I guarantee you, these leakers are no different than me. They're just people on the internet talking shit. Okay? I don't know what they're talking about with it not being on the Series S and everything. I'm not going with that. What I'm saying is I can see PlayStation putting the game on Xbox, right? And I can also see them doing it with Days Gone. I think that would be another game I could see them putting on Xbox. And I think those games would sell well.
Given really weird intel. The whole thing feels off to me. I don't care either way because I'm like, hey, that's more people getting to experience Returnal. And I was telling everybody, buy it on Steam when it went to Steam.
Oh, boy, get out of here, man. Stop it. Stop it. Why does he lie? Bro, you're such a liar. X to doubt, brother. You were not telling people that.
I feel like the whole thing's off. If you were going to really leverage a bargaining chip in a negotiation like that, it would be with a stronger IP. Again, that's just from where I'm sitting. Maybe... Maybe play.
And Xbox is king. That's a great point. Why do you think Sony hired those people to port games? Just one game, really? Yeah, good point.
PlayStation thinks a lot more highly of Returnal than it seems, but I don't know. That whole rumor felt like, what in the world?
And there we go. We're throwing how you take yourself out of context like that, Lona. Yeah, I know. I mean, that's a trademark for ponies. Lying and exaggerating. I know. I mean, how you just throw your boy Detective Seeds right under the bus is insane to me.
Can you explain?
Look, Reforge. Oh, this is funny, and I wanted to share this with you guys, right? Because we have been reacting to this clip, right? I didn't put it into one of my videos. We've been reacting to this clip. I want you guys to hear this shit. He's pretty upset that clip has been circulating, right? I told you guys the whole get your own games clip. That is a hood classic, right? That is a hood classic. That shit will feed for generations, right? He's never gonna be able to escape this clip, right? Especially when all of his contacts is Xbox bad. He's never gonna outlive this clip, dog. He will never escape it. But I just wanted to experience this shit with you guys. This shit was hilarious.
Can you explain your position on exclusives and going to PC? There are clips of you going around that look contradictory.
I gotta play that shit back. 1 second. I love how, like, whoever typed this shit to him, typed it to him so formally. And it has to be a troll, right? Am I wrong for assuming that this guy is a troll, right? Somebody's trolling his ass.
Can you explain your position on exclusives and going to PC? There are clips of you going around that look contradictory, and so you always say to come and ask you directly. I'm going to assume there are clips of me ripped from context where I said, get your own games to
Yes.
PC guys that were in my audience being dumb and arguing like a bunch of buffoons, and I said they were complaining about games coming later. And
so how is that acting dumb and being a buffoon? because people want games quicker, they want the points quicker, right? Sigs, I gotta say, you're really good at reading chat, bro. A lot of streamers I find struggle. Oh, I appreciate it, man. You know, I've always had really good reading skills, right? As a young man. I mean, top 3 pivot of all time. Yeah, these. I don't understand. Why is he sitting here coping? We've seen the clip, Lono. Don't make me pull up the clip, right? The clip is right there, dog. Like, stop it, Lono.
instead of coming day and date. And I was like, why don't you get your own games? Like,
Yeah.
these platforms have exclusives, and the exclusives are a driver for people to buy the hardware, and the people that buy a PlayStation are happy to have exclusives.
Yeah, and then you told him just to buy a PS5. You told him that they were hilarious. You talked about Project Amethyst. You talked about Mark Cerny and his relationship with the hardware. You started saying a whole bunch of crazy shit. My boy said, pull it up, please. Okay, of course, it's a hood classic. You guys don't have to tell me twice, right? Where are we at in this video? We're at 37 seconds. Okay, I can always come back. Shout out to Astro for actually quoting this shit.
The PlayStation
And I'm so glad that you told me to pull it up because he did say the PC guys are hilarious too. Like, he went the fuck off and he's sitting there acting, and he's acting like he didn't, right? Asmongold, who the fuck is that guy? No, who the fuck is this guy? And you know what? I like to think, because you see he was about to go back and click on that video. I like to think that in another universe, he clicks on that video and he reacts to it and he starts farming this guy for content, right? I swear to God, right? I'm going to need that clip for research purposes. Dude, I'm about to save this shit to my hard drive, dog. Like, no kizzy. Like I said, this shit is a hood classic.
The PlayStation commentary about games not coming to PC within 2 to 3 years. You PC guys are hilarious. You're hilarious. As you get really upset and really angry at multiple...
And get really upset and angry. And you see, I have to bring this up, right? And now we can even peel back another layer of this. Notice how he was sitting here saying that there were people in his chat acting crazy, acting like buffoons, getting angry and everything. Brother, you were the one who was angry in this clip, right? It seems like, look at him. And like I said, I missed this Lono. I wish we could get this Lono back, right? I mean, I don't know.
Bad multi-platform launches and multiple really bad ports to PC. Here's an idea. Maybe get your own games. Do you ever consider that?
No.
Maybe PlayStation investing in their ecosystem, their hardware, maybe Mark Cerny creating a relationship of trust with developers for the PlayStation 5. Maybe somebody in the PC realm should do that. Maybe do that before talking big about PlayStation not bringing...
And this is what I mean projecting. Like, Lono, you're the one talking big here. That's what I'm saying. Is this not like a complete 180? I mean, holy shit, right? Good point, Xbox is king. 60% of gamers just play on their phones. Yes, I have heard that a lot of people are gaming, right? The hand movement. I mean, dude. I mean, bro was on one. You know, shout out to Arc10. Glad you could make it in here, my brother. The hand movement and everything. Like, dude was going the fuck off, right? And now he's trying to spin it like, oh, there were some PC guys and they were acting up. Like, dog, you were acting up. You were out of pocket.
Games to PC fast enough. Or, here's a brilliant idea. Buy a PS5. Maybe
that never gets old.
that. I don't know. Listen.
Yeah, maybe that. That's what you were telling people. That's what I'm saying. You weren't saying, oh, go get it on Steam. You weren't saying, oh, no, you got a bad PC port. Oh, I actually closed that shit down. Let me pull it back up. You weren't saying, oh, no, you accidentally got a bad PlayStation port? Oh no. Hopefully they'll fix it so you can get it on PC. No, you told them, how about you get your own games? You told them, how about you buy a PlayStation 5, dog? That's what you told them, right? Am I misinterpreting? Is that not what he just said? That's what you said. And now they're asking you about this, Lono, and you're trying to lie. I'm going to play it like right back here at like 20 seconds. And you're trying to lie now.
Dumb and arguing like a
Oh
bunch
no,
of
let me play it a little bit more.
You always say to come and ask you directly. I'm going to assume there are clips of me ripped from context where I said, get your own games to PC guys.
And there we go, ripped out of context. Like, here we go.
That were in my audience being dumb and arguing like a bunch of buffoons. And I said, they were complaining about games coming later instead of coming day and date. And I was like, why don't you get your own games? Like, these platforms have...
And you thought that was a good response, right? When you have people in your chat complaining about PlayStation doing something poorly, and that's what it all boils down to, right? I think this is with like, yeah, that pissed Asmon off. Yeah, for real. Like, Asmon clicked off. Like I said, in another world, Asmon is a salt creator now. You know what I mean? I don't understand why he's sitting here trying to cope and try to phrase it, or I don't understand how in that moment he thought that was a good response to them. I think because like I said, I think this was with the Last of Us 1 port, and that port was terrible, right? A lot of people, the game was unplayable. I think it was like something with like memory or something weird like that. The game didn't run well, and that was your response. You told them to get their own games, and you told them to buy a PlayStation. Instead of saying, hey, yeah, you're right, they should give you a more quality of a product, a more quality product, you literally defended PlayStation and told them to buy a PlayStation. You told them that to reward Sony for their shitty PC port, you told them to buy a PlayStation. That's what you told them. I mean, odd work, man. Just saying.
Exclusives, and the exclusives are a driver for people to buy the hardware, and the people that buy a PlayStation are happy to have exclusives. And I flippantly said, why don't you get your own games? Disingenuous people who consistently lie about my content have tried to use that clip to argue that, like, I'm very angry about games going to PC.
Brother, you were very angry in the clip. What? You're going to sit here and make it seem like people are using that clip to try to play, to try to spin it like you weren't angry? Brother, you were very angry. And you're getting angry now too, by the way. Right? But now you do it a little bit more passive-aggressive. You were definitely more fire and brimstone, and I missed that, right? I missed that. And my boy said, nice clip. I know. I'm about to play this shit again. I mean, goddamn, dog.
They are willfully lying, by the way, because they know...
Oh, by the way.
Oh, that's not what I believe. I've consistently said, I'm excited these games are going to PC. I encourage people to buy Tsushima. I encourage people to buy Returnal. I scold...
Oh, boy, please. Get out of there. Ninja, you told them to get their own games, and you told them to buy a PlayStation. Lono, why are you lying? I swear to God, these PlayStation fanboys need to be studied for research purposes. They never say anything that makes sense, and they're the biggest hypocrites. That's why, when it's all said and done, years from now, down the road, I hope they can at least go to Sigs and Cereal, right? Because I've documented it. I documented it all, right? And they'll see the chat, right? And they can study it all and truly understand what was going on, and at least know not everybody in the gaming space was a fucking weirdo like these guys.
PlayStation fans who were celebrating that The Last of Us...
Hey, shout out to Kinda Bonsai. He thinks his chat is stupid. Yes. Like, the guy started this with a loaded question, right? He already knew the answer. He definitely, just like how he said, I'm going to assume you've seen the get your own games clip. He knew exactly what it was because you watch the content, dog. We all know you do. Your editor definitely watches it, right? You watch the content, brother. And you're mad because people are pulling up that clip and it's showing exactly how much you've pivoted, right? It sounds like how it shows that a lot of shit that you were saying. And it's so funny because he likes to talk about all the other content creators and how they pivoted, how they followed the little dog whistle, how they started astroturfing. I don't know, buddy. It looks like you're up there tap dancing for PlayStation yet again, right? He always tap dances for PlayStation.
Part 1 was a bad port. They were like mocking and laughing at the PC map.
My boy said he may be in this room. On God, we seen his editor watches me, right? His editor probably be giving him notes and shit. He need to pay attention. God damn it.
Race. And I was like, why would you be celebrating a port going over there and being bad. That clip is everywhere. That's a short on my channel. That's a short on my TikTok where I basically am like,
Oh yeah, but nobody wants to watch that shit. And you know this, Slow No, right? You know this, and that's how you know you're a locale. When people rather watch your trolls content than your content, right? You cry about the shit all the time. I mean, dog, everybody's seen the clip. Like I said, you're never gonna be able to escape this clip, dog. But you should lean into that. You should become more of that, right? You should do. I want that Lono back, right? Why can't? Why do we? Because now this new Lono, this new pivot, double speak Lono, right? Now you're like passive aggressive, but sometimes you act tough. You know, when Phil Spencer gets involved, I mean, you're just all over the place. It's like a midlife crisis.
Why would you celebrate a bad port? And I literally say in the clip, I say, you sound dumb. I say this in the clip. I'm scolding PlayStation fans for this.
I don't care. Don't care. Haven't seen the clip. We're not going to watch the clip. The clip is probably weak. Boring. Don't care. Don't care. We like the other clip. We like the Hood Classic clip. And you ain't never going to escape that clip, Lono. Like, you're cooked, my nigga. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm just going to keep it 1,000, bro. You are cooked.
But there's one instance where in the midst of a back and forth and an argument where I'm arguing against a really dumb take, which was people complaining that the games weren't going day and date to PC.
Oh, and you see, how is that a really dumb take? Why should they have to wait longer when they know that the game is going to come, right? Because it used to be a surprise. Oh, wow, they brought it to PC. They never did that before, right? Even though they've done it before a couple of times, right? In the previous gens. Right? But now that the novelty is worn off and everybody knows that the games are going to go to PC, why can't the consumers ask for that process to be sped up? Especially when hype is a big part of why games sell. Why are you guys going to bring games to PC players late and then you don't sell the game at a discount? You sell it for full price when all the hype and everything has been missed. So why do you have an issue with PC gamers? And if anything, they were saying this to you, and your response, this is why I'm beating on this drum, right? They were saying shit like this to you, and your response was, buy a PlayStation, get your own games. That's all everybody is saying, right? Especially when the prices are going up. They would sell exponentially more, right? And he talks all this shit about McQuality, right? I mean, shit, Xbox was able to make their games multi-plat. You telling me PlayStation don't have enough McQuality to make their games multi-plat? I mean, shit, somebody brought up Expedition 33. It was just 30 of them guys, right? And they put it on everything. They even put it on that darn Series S, right? Didn't hear a peep out of them ninjas, right? Didn't hear them say nothing about, oh, the we can't optimize it for the Series S. Nah, they just rolled their sleeves up and got to work, right? Now they're on their way to get Game of the Year, right? I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't know why these guys be coping like this.
And they were arguing against exclusives, and that's when I was like, why don't you get your own games? Like, if your platform is so great, if your platform is so wonderful.
Hey, and shout out to Simple Jack. Crazy thing is, if he was honest, he could clip himself with context, but you'll never find such a clip. I know he's telling all these hypotheticals about what he said. No, we know what you said, buddy. And like I said, it's boring. I'm going to look at it from the opinion of the public people. Make the truth and make it interesting. Because to be honest with you, you're only really interesting when you crash out. That's my opinion, right? I think the Lono crash outs are hilarious, right? That's why, what was the main thing I was saying when we played the old clip? I said, you should do that more. You should crash out like that more, right? Yeah, cry harder. We need you to cry harder, goddammit. But you're so goddamn boring. You, MBG, a lot of you guys are so boring. You guys are all on this pseudo intellectual wavelength that you guys just like to sit around and talk about shit that you have no factual data about. Nobody wants to hear that boring ass shit. People are just here to see you crash out, cope, and fucking see. If you were smart, you'd play into it. That's all I'm saying, right? You'd take a page out of a Dreamcast guy's playbook, right? I mean, you defended his ass.
Where are all your games? Where are all your exclusives or whatever?
Yeah, you were trying to console war with the PC guys, which is crazy, talking about where are all your games, where are all your exclusives. Like, we don't get everything. Like, we don't have everything. Fuck you talking about. Like, this is what I mean. These guys just be saying shit. They just be talking out the side of their neck.
And these people have run with that clip to claim, oh, yes, Reforge Gaming is angry and coping and seething and mauling.
Yes.
All of
Yes, exactly. All the points that I just touched on. Yes. And I think that is a correct assessment. Yes, 1,000%. X Vault needs to come in and pay attention to this. This is salt. And then what you're doing right now over the clip, you're coping and seething right now about the clip. You're coping and seething about it, even though you're trying to act like you don't care and you haven't seen the clip floating around. You've seen the clip floating around. You've seen the video where the clip was stitched in. Right? Oh, no, it's Alex threw the clip into the video today. I mean, the clip is a hood classic, right? Everybody's seen the clip. You know exactly the clip, right? But let's just be honest with you, bro. You're too scary to talk about it. You're too scary. So you're going to tap dance and avoid it and try to eat around it, per se. Like, dude, you're just a silly guy. You're just a little goofball.
These wonderful, words that are just
Shout out to Cake Man. Humiliation Cake. I don't get it.
repeated ad nauseum by people with low IQ
Oh.
over and over.
Oh, repeated ad nauseum with people by low IQ. Yeah, because he's just so smart, you guys. He's just so smart. That's why we all laugh at him. That's why we all clown on him. That's why he's the laughing stock, the locale of the gaming space, because everyone else just has low IQ. You know, what a delusional, what a cope way of looking at the world. I wish I could just put myself in a mind state where everyone else around me is just stupid. What a fucking cope out. Like, no wonder your chat rooms be fucking, your chat is a goddamn echo chamber, dog. I mean, you're just seething. You're saturated in cope.
Again, that's what I'm doing when I say that. Like, one of the things that you have to understand in this industry is that when you're seeing a clip of
in this industry, nigga. Here we go again, right? In this industry, nigga, we're making videos. Ninja, we're making videos on YouTube. What are you talking about? In this industry, get out of here. And why would anybody listen to anything from you on this industry, buddy? Right? Haven't you been talking about how your channel's been struggling and you don't know what's going on with viewership and all this? And don't you always complain and cry to your audience about viewership and whatever? Why would anybody listen to what you have to say about this industry, dog? You're the boring guy. You're the boring guy who pretends like he works at PlayStation. Don't listen to anything he has to say about this industry, right? And maybe that's what your problem is. You think this shit's a fucking industry, dog. He has sources in the industry. The dude's a joke.
Buddy, that's being negatively framed, you should immediately be suspicious. Be like, oh, okay, let me go and check the original source.
No.
Let me go and check the original.
A negative ghostwriter. They're not going to do it. No. One thing I will say, some of you guys do get it from the source, right? Because, I mean, I'm not going to lie. The salt is potent with this guy. So some of you guys will go into the caves, right? And my boy said, Omen G, bro, you're cooking them. That's brutal. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cook them that bad. This is just a normal day for Six, right? I mean... Some of you guys will go and get it from the source, right? You'll like kind of Bonsai, you were in his chat. You almost got your ass banned, right? You almost Icarus on your Colin Moriarty shit. You almost flew too close to the sun, goddammit, almost got banned. I mean, some people will go to the source because they want to see the cope, right? That's how I got into all this shit. I started seeing the clips on Twitter, and I was like, man, there's no way these guys actually think like this. And then I started going to their live streams, and I was like, holy shit, they really do think like this. So... I mean, they're maybe they will go to the source, but that's the thing. They're going to the source and they're coming to the same conclusion.
Original video. Let me go and see what this person actually said. Because we live in a time where...
I mean, dude, there's clips of you actually saying it. Like, this is what I'm saying. Are you going to act like the damn clip was Photoshopped? Brother, we just played a clip of you literally giving your opinion on the subject matter. And now you want to say what I actually said. Dog, we have you caught red-handed in 4K. Shout out to my boy Heck One. This guy always reminds me of that nerd in high school that raises his hands with answers but gets them wrong all the time. I mean, goddamn. A good analysis. I mean, goddamn, I think you just put it in way better words than I could have ever put it, right? I mean, going to the source, asking them to explain themselves, getting nothing but... That's a good point. Yo, Notice Eyes really just took the top off. Wait a minute. That's what they're doing right now. They've literally come to your chat right now, and they're asking you how you feel about it. And all you're doing is giving a bunch of hot air, right? And now you're sitting here sneak dissing, saying that people are low IQ because they don't agree with you, right? Because only smart people agree with Reforge, right?
That's exactly what happens. You'll watch some guy stream for 3 hours. You can grab a clip and make him look crazy. You can grab a clip and make him look unhinged, right? He gets mad in one match. He plays for 3 hours, is pretty cool, pretty calm, having a good time. But then you'll see the thumbnails, right?
So then how do they always find that needle in that haystack? That's my question, right? But they always find the needle in the haystack, man. They always just find that one clip out of that 3 hours, right? Shout out to Cake Man. He makes himself look that way. I know. He does it on purpose, right? I mean, there's no way that he's like, there's no way he doesn't know what he's doing, right? I mean, he's doing it right now. Like, there's no way that he does not, because if he doesn't, then he is like DSP levels of low count, right? And we're gonna have content for a long time, right? My boy said hay in a needle stack. Yeah, how do they find that pony hay in a needle stack every single time, right? Or did I say hay in a needle stack? Sometimes I say shit backwards. Hopefully I didn't say it backwards like that, but how did they find it, right? Well, actually, I think I might have said it backwards. Sometimes I inverse shit, but I think it's kind of funny when I do that shit unintentionally.
All these AI thumbnails where they make the streamer look like they're crying or screaming or whatever.
Oh, AI thumbnails where they make the streamer look like they're crying and screaming. You know, so there's AI thumbnails that make people look like they're crying and screaming. I mean, interesting.
And they're like, yeah, this person just freaking raged out. It's like,
yeah, crashed out, cope. Yes,
like that's the world we live in now.
Yeah. That's the world we live in now. Yes, you're right about that. It ain't gonna stop. That's the world you live in.
Is one of obfuscation and lies, and to consistently have to hear somebody.
How is it obfuscation and lies, brother? We have the clip. He's literally like, yes, there may be a clip of me doing that, but I didn't actually mean that. It was taken out of context. I may have said that, but that wasn't what I meant. If you go back in time and you watch the 3-hour video, then you'll understand what I'm saying, right? And not only do they have to watch the 3-hour video, but they actually have to look at the live chat too, if you haven't turned it off, right? I mean, I don't know, bro. This is his therapy, talking this bullshit every day. I know, and I always got to get the therapy sessions. No cap.
Say, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. That's not my position. I didn't say that. Good thinking people would start to realize maybe, I don't know, just
that you're lying. That you're lying. That you always say you didn't say that. And they definitely would think that you're lying when there's a clip of you doing said thing, brother. I mean, dog, you are lying.
Maybe it's the other people that are toxic and lying and not being honest, and maybe there's some kind of a weird effort here to like, I don't know, hurt their competition.
Oh, their competition. Competition in what? Glazing Sony? What competition, right? What the hell is this guy talking about? Competition, right? But they're always after, it's always, oh, they're after my business, right? I mean, shit, dog, I don't know. What if they're just bored, right? What if they're just bored and they really didn't have anything better to do? So they're just like, fuck it. Let's make some content. Let's cook some goofy ass fanboys, right? I mean, they make it so easy content. Couldn't that be the case?
You know, pretty consistently, if you haven't noticed this over the years, the people who spend their time tearing down other creators seemingly are doing so in an effort to either harm their competition or climb the algo ladder.
Oh, so is that what you do with Paris Lily? Is that what you do with Destin Legary? Is that why you're trying to hurt your competition, right? You're trying to seem like you got more in source. I mean, dude, you're projecting right now. You're projecting. I don't get it.
That's the nature of this business. So that's what you're dealing with when you're dealing with people who do that. They're
my boy Dill IGAF, man. My boy said he's telling on himself. I gave him the benefit of the doubt when I sat at the stream and realized Astro Cyborg didn't leave context out. Lono was just truly that unhinged with his takes. No, it's when someone acts stupid and they're going to call your ass out on it, and that's what I'm saying. He doesn't understand, like, bro. people will go to your streams and watch you for the crash outs, right? It's no different than the shit that happens with DSP, right? Because he's lucky he doesn't have any restreamers. I think if he had a restreamer though, he would probably cut that shit down quick. He doesn't have any restreamers. So if people want to get your content from the source, they got to come in and they got to watch your content, right? And instead of you interacting with them, right? Even if they come in and say something that you disagree with, instead of you making cool with them or joking with them, going back and forth with them, you literally throw their ass right up out of there. And then you sit there and wonder why your channel's not growing. And then you sit here and cope and say it's because other people have a weird effort to ruin your image. Brother, only you can ruin your image. Only you can control the stupid shit that comes out your mouth, brother. You do that shit on your own, right? And you do a great job at it.
You're going to a corrupted source for information is what you're doing. Their desire is either to push others down and make themselves look better, which is, like playground 9-year-old antics, or they're trying
to push themselves down, push other people down to make themselves look better. What, on the fucking internet? I don't know, brother. I mean, you're the one who's calling this shit an industry, right? I don't know, right? Even before DSP was Wings of Redemption. Yeah, he's condescending to people and doesn't engage with people's questions. Yeah, I'm surprised he's not wearing his lesbian glasses. It's because he has a giant ego. Yes. And that not only does he have a giant ego, but he has really thin skin too, right? But he likes to talk shit. That's what the problem is. He likes to talk shit and he has very thin skin. So it's just like, it's always very interesting to see how easy it is to get under his skin.
Trying to take down the competition. I don't want people to think this person's trustworthy.
I'm telling you right now, brother, you are not competition. Like, I'm telling you right now, like, let's just keep it honest, brother. Like, I mean, you talk about it all the time. You talk about your channel. You talk about your content. You talk about where you are with the views, right? You say it's a summer slump. I'm telling you right now, if people are aiming and they want to do something in this industry, they are definitely not looking at the numbers that you pull in. I mean, you do make good numbers with the member goals, but when it comes to viewership, they definitely aren't looking at you as a metric of success. Not at all.
I want people to think this person's a legitimate source for information, so we're going to make sure that nobody trusts this person.
Oh, so we're in charge of how other people think. Buddy, people show up because they agree with the shit that these guys are saying, right? That the Salt content creators, myself included. That's why people show up. And this is what I'm saying. But everyone else, but the audience, and this is a self-report of how he views his audience. He thinks that like audiences are just stupid people, like they're just Play-Doh, like he can just twist them and form their opinion. Every one of these people in the chat, every single one of them is their own person. They have their own conclusions. They might agree with some of the shit I say. They might not. Like, people aren't just fucking sheep. Nobody's sitting here brainwashing people to not like Reforge. Like, no. The public consensus is that you're stupid. You don't know what you're talking about. And you think you're very smart. Right? And to be honest with you, people know that it's easy to troll you. People know it's easy to get under your skin, right? And my boy said X-Vault is the same way, right? Only thing Astro has ever done is hold him accountable. And thank God that he does. Thank God that he puts out these clips. I mean, I don't understand. My boy said, remember when you were in school and it was like 1:45 and you can't wait to get out of there? That is how it feels watching Reforge, unironically. Yes. I'm shout out to him, though. I'm glad that he has an audience and everything, but I mean, I couldn't understand how somebody can watch his shit seriously, right? I can understand the cope, right? Because, even your boy Sigs be in there. Your boy Sigs in there, be in there seeing all the cope, right? All the seed, but I don't know, right? I don't know. That's just me.
Tim getting slammed for.
Oh no, but you know what? I think that might be it for what we got right now. Oh, okay. I think this was the Reforge criticism with him talking about Bungie.
This guy says more Bungie. Literally haven't covered Bungie in. When's the last time we covered Bungie?
Like literally a week ago. Like, buddy, all you do is talk about Bungie. Like, stop it.
You guys give away that your algorithm drones when you complain like that.
Oh.
You literally only see stuff about a certain topic, and you think that's all I talk about.
Oh, wait a minute. How an algorithm drone? Look at how he's talking to his audience. What the fuck is an algorithm drone? Dog, they're just saying that you talk about Bungie a lot, right? And I mean, we could kind of understand why you talk shit about Bungie a lot. That's all. People are saying that maybe you're focusing on Bungie a little bit too much.
Talked about literally haven't covered Bungie in 12 days.
In 12 days, buddy. I don't know. I'm guessing 8, but he said in 12 days. Yeah, I mean it's not that long ago.
Literally haven't covered it for 12 days.
Oh, my boy Xbox is king. I wonder if he knows how many YouTube videos are out there making fun. Oh, bro, he definitely knows, right? When I heard that cope session from him and his fucking editor, I was like, wow, I was surprised, right? I was extremely surprised. Like, yeah, dog, he definitely knows. Right? My boy SMW Freak, I don't even watch his content. And the last thing I heard from him was something about Bungie. Yes. I'm glad that you got, you see, that's the thing, because I be saying this shit and I be thinking that I'm just saying something. I'm giving my opinion, right? And some of you guys agree with me. There's been times where I give my opinion and people don't agree with me, but it's like, I'm glad that I'm not the only person, right? that thinks that this brother talks about Bungie a lot, right? See the comment on the side from Rambling. I haven't hit that crack pipe in 12 days, literally. He need a fix, right? And shout out to Rambling, right? Because he showed up in the chat before, man. I mean, dude is just fiending.
We covered Hell Is Us, Echoes of the End, HellDivers, Battlefield, Borderlands, Gamescom, Kirby, Gamescom. It's like, dude, come on.
I mean, did you really cover Gamescom? All you did was cope and see and go off about Phil Spencer, dog. And then whenever the people were actually speaking about the ROG Ally, the people who actually worked on the device, who had something, informative to say about it, you muted them, you talked over them, and you talked about how bad the marketing is. I'm glad that you think you covered Gamescom. That is not what you did at all, bruh. Like, that's not what you did at all. You didn't cover Gamescom at all, dog. All you did was just cope and seethe. You were coping and seething before the damn event even started.
Like, it's been almost 2 weeks. The CEO gets essentially fired, and I'm not supposed to talk about it. I mean, what's this? What do people
gets essentially fired, and I'm not about to talk about it? Yeah, of course you gotta say, you gotta take your victory lap, right? You gotta say, yeah, you guys, I was right.
Say on Twitter, cry more. Yeah, cry more. Jiminy Christmas.
I mean, but you're the one crying though, Jiminy Christmas.
It's like, yeah, that company that you covered for 5 years exclusively, the CEO stepped down.
And I'm glad you slid that in there. Yeah, that company you covered 5 years exclusively, and now you just really, now you just have a lot to say about them, right? It seems like whenever anything negative happens, right, you're the first person with the thumbnail in the video, right? That in the GTA news, right? Whenever there's some GTA news, you're also the first person on it. But I'm not gonna lie, I think Marlin Gaming kind of got him beat with the GTA news.
I can't believe you're covering this when
my boy says, holy, who the fuck says Jiminy Chris? I know, and he says it all the time. It's like, dog, please. Do you see tears in my eyes? I'm not crying, literally.
And you haven't talked about the company for 2 weeks. Kira with 4 months, welcome back. And that is a pretty good setup. Thanks for using your 4 months over here on Purple. The next milestone is 50, and I owe whichever platform hits 50 a member. So that's a 20 bomb. We will see if anybody takes the bait.
Oh, and of course, like I said, are we looking for the video? Is this a video? Is this clipped? What do we see in this video? Already soft begging, right? Like clockwork. There you go again, soft begging, right? Didn't have to hunt hard for a clip. I mean, I knew I was going to get some soft begging from you, dog. You always shake that little cup. All I had to do was just play a clip, and there you go again, soft begging, talking about a 20 bomb. Okay.
I love you cover Bungie, tell them to kick rocks. It's not even about kicking rocks. It's like, take 2 seconds and go to the channel instead of being an algorithm drone. You know,
an algorithm drone. You see, and this is what I mean. This is why you're in the position that you're in. You don't want to accept how the internet operates. Instead of understanding how the internet operates and maybe trying to predict what they're gonna do, trying to, I don't know, use it to your advantage. Like, you get so upset and you try to like build this fucking echo chamber, right? You successfully done it. And whenever people don't do what you expect them to do, then they're algorithm drones. They're low IQ. I mean, dog, you're just, like I said, it just seems like the engagement that you get that you don't like, you just cope about it instead of taking the criticism in a constructive way.
Yeah, Dauntless. If you pay close attention, a lot of the songs have pretty strong faith undertones over.
Yeah, they're just telling you that you're covering Bungie a lot, my brother. And you're calling them an algorithm drone, right? I mean, literally, that's like Like, people don't forget shit like that, dog. Like, you literally just called him an algorithm drone. Like, if you're that guy in the audience, you're like, damn, this guy's a dick. You know what I mean?
Overtones, whatever tones. If you guys are interested in the music, type !music in the chat.
My boy Xbox is king. I don't even know what that means. Does that mean if you're constantly looking up dumb people on YouTube, that's how they find his channel? Literally, he be promoting his AI music. Oh boy, he be having that shit playing all the time.
We ignore CEOs stepping.
He made AI songs about salt creators, right? I might have to find that shit and play it. He literally made an AI song about about salt content. Like, dog, this dude is down bad.
Down and freak out over job posting. We're gamers. We're gamers after all. One of the biggest and most influential developers in the world, the CEO steps down amid comments from Sony that they're going to be taking over the company. And
I'm telling you right now, boy, Bungie Ben fell off, dog. Ain't nobody looking at that shit like that. My boy said, bro got a whole channel for his AI songs. I know. I'll tell you right now, he ain't touching my boy Josh the editor. That goddamn PlayStation's my anthem. My ride or die. It ain't touching none of that shit, right? He's gonna have to step his game up, right? It ain't touching my boy Josh the editor, goddammit. Okay, now we got some clear expedition cope. Let's get it. Most influential developers, Bungie. More like has been. I know. He's over here. I'm like, buddy, hang that shit up. Yeah, can somebody put in the comments what songs are his channel, right? Respectfully. And then, you know what? Never mind. I did not say that. Don't do that because I don't want people to go and then leave comments and then say, oh, Sigs encouraged people to go to his comments. We'll find it in our own time. I'll find the songs. Just act like I didn't say that. But, you know, I do not encourage you guys to do that shit.
other studios that aren't making games are taking just as long. Expedition 33 took 6 years, and Silksong replaced took forever. Yeah, I had a really interesting comment that I replied to over the weekend where the guy said, you know, first he misquoted me, which is...
Hey, that is a good point. The internet will internet, but goddammit, Sigs warned you, right? I tried. I tried, right? I know you guys are grown men. You're going to do what you want.
Not surprising. And he misquoted me at saying multi-plat games don't ship at quality. I've never said that. I say multi-plat games are the ones most commonly shipping with problems, and games built for one system typically ship at better quality, right? Those are trends. I'd never once said it like, yeah, multi-plat games don't ship at quality. He then thought the most compelling way to make his argument was to cite Expedition.
My boy said Sigs is like, y'all can do whatever, but I said no. And you know what? And I'm glad that you said that, goddammit. Somebody screenshot this shit. Sigs said no. Sigs said no, goddammit. Sigs pleaded and said no, right? But you guys can't do whatever you want.
33, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and Silksong. 2 of those games took 7 years.
Okay, we've already seen this. Okay, I think this is the last one. We're gonna wrap it up, right? That boy Portal Rock, he's got some words for the PC guys, right? He was not impressed with the PC performance in comparison with the Pro, right? Because these guys, they always got to compare the PS5 Pro to the PC, right? Because as you guys know, the PS5 Pro is in the same lane as PC, obviously, right? At least that's what these guys like to think, right? So we're gonna have to react to this, right? Damn, that's sad, bro. I type in Border Rock and Gamesta shit come up. Shout out to my boy Gamesta. God damn it, man. I love Gangsta's content, dog. He is a funny dude. My boy Gangsta out here. Get it in that content. Good shit. All right. Let's hear what our boy Porter Rock got to say.
Salamat datang teman-temanku.
What the hell is going on with this? What the hell is going on? Why is this shit in another language? How the hell did this turn into... What the fuck? Let me refresh this shit.
Welcome, my friends, my family.
Did you guys just hear that? I'm like, what the fuck was that? Yeah, that's how you know this needs to be the last video. Something weird is going on over here, boy. GameStop with another W. On God. Too many W's. So my boy said, what the fuck? Hooked on phonics. Yeah, I know. I'm like, what the hell? My boy said it was in Indonesian. Do you speak Indonesian? Shit. Like I said, I got some very intelligent people in the chat.
Family, my fellow gamers. Your only friend is YouTube Streets Porter Rock 77. And you knew this video was coming. Listen. Don't be mad at me. It is what it is. Metal Gear Solid Remake proves that it was a scam. It was a scam. Don't get mad at me. I didn't do this. I didn't make the product. I didn't design the product.
He really has this PlayStation pillow in the background. Like, this is insane. Like, bro literally be caked up, cuddled with that pillow, like hugging it, going to sleep. Like, I can't believe he actually bought this shit, right? Like, imagine if I had like a graphics card pillow. Like, what the fuck?
It's not my fault, you know? But this is what happens. This is how it is. This is what we got to deal with.
Hey, my boy said, a Puerto Rican from the Bronx with a Yankee fitted. This man is dangerous, yo. On God. You know that body pillow has haptic feedback. On God, right?
Damage control. Listen, we have to be honest with ourselves. If we can't be honest with ourselves.
Wow, another guy that banned me for saying PlayStation games? No, don't tell me Puerto Rock banned you, right? Doc Dark calling PS5 Pro players, PC players is still, wannabe PC players is still top 5 quotes in this space. I gotta yodel-who that, man. Yodel-who. I'm so glad that she said that. And also, OJB, I did see a little bit of that. If you guys want me to, comment, not even just on this, but comment on the video, because I know there's going to be people who watch it later. Now, I'll go back and I'll touch on that stuff. Pause, right? But that was a great quote from Doc Dark when he said that they're wannabe PC players. And I refer to it often because when I heard him say that, I said, God damn, he's talking that shit. My boy said, we all know that pillow behind him is his favorite pillow to sleep on. Yeah, he'd be caked up with that shit.
Then what? We're just letting the companies walk all over us and all that stuff. It is what it is. You see the footage. Oh, you didn't see the footage. We're gonna pretend we're not seeing what we're not seeing with Metal Gear Solid Remake, huh? We can't be honest with ourselves. You know what? Check out the footage. Check out the footage right now. Oops, sorry. Let's do it again. Right now. Are you seeing this?
And you see, this was the whole allure of this video, right? I mean, I know you guys have probably caught on, right? But my boy said, bro, he's faking this. I know, right? So so this is the 5080, and it's getting very poor performance because it was a poor PC port, right? And now he's saying, oh, PC guys, you know, you're talking about the PlayStation. What's up with this, right? But even at the poor performance, I mean, it's still running better than the PlayStation, right? I mean, I don't know, right? My boy said, this guy blocks me for asking him, what does he get for paying $70 for PlayStation games? I was saying digital games should be $49.99, right? I think that's a fair point, right? Does he even play games? Like, I never hear him talk about anything he's playing, right? I barely watch him. This is like literally my first time really reacting to him, right? But I seen this and I was just like, that's one of my pet peeves. Whenever these guys want to talk about PC guys, right? Like, listen, you niggas are already fighting for your lives against Microsoft, even though you like to say that they're dead. You guys are fighting tooth and nail with Microsoft right now. Why are you going to take swipes at the PC guys? You guys damn sure can't handle us. I mean, Microsoft is eating your lunch, right? It looks like the Xbox guys are running circles around you guys when it comes to the value proposition, right? I mean, I'm just saying. But of course, you know, they gotta aim for this. They gotta shoot for the moon, right? Because even if they miss, at least they'll be amongst the stars. I get it.
Gaming. What in the fuck is going on here? We're seeing medium settings at 40 frames. Are you kidding me? You're talking GPUs that are at a minimum $1,000. Some even up to $1,400, some even $1,600. $1,600 GPU.
Okay, but here's the thing. This is what I'm saying. They're acting like they're treating this shit like it's a PlayStation. But nobody bought these cards to play Metal Gear Solid. right? You're acting like these cards are like a entryway for exclusives, like a PlayStation, right? They like to say that, you know, guys buy PlayStations to play exclusives. Nobody bought the card to play this game just because there's one bad port, right? Right, and don't get me wrong, there are a lot of bad ports, but the funny thing is, right, and I'm no stranger to this. I'm probably going to play the game tomorrow, right? You can always sell the high seas. And didn't I touch on this earlier, right? So you want to start this off by saying, oh, what are we supposed to do? We're just going to get fucked by the corporation. You guys on closed platforms are getting fucked. You guys who have to pay for your internet are getting fucked. Right? I mean, we don't even need to get into the graphics because we already know that you're going to get better performance on the PC. I mean, we already know that. We're seeing that right now, even though we want to be disingenuous and say, oh, you know, blah, blah, blah. And don't get me wrong, I do think this is a shitty port. But all I'm saying is the PC guys, they can turn around and sell the high seas, play this game, right, for the free 99 and kind of laugh at the performance, right? Whereas if you want to play this shit on PlayStation, you're going to have to pull out $70. The same thing goes for Xbox, right? My boy said, I'd be getting my cheap games from CD Keys for like 80% off. Exactly. If we're gonna compare the two devices, let's compare the devices. Because I see the road that you're going down with performance, but it's not the W that you think it is, right? Not when this shit is you know, running native 4K or whatever, right? And you guys are getting 720 pixels. I mean, come on, brother. What are we doing? What is the goalpost shift? The goalpost shift. What are we gonna say now? Oh well, it should be doing better. You're right. It should be doing better. The devs gotta port the game better. But trying to show the price of the graphics card as far as like in reference to how this game is performing, I just think it's a weak argument. You know what I'm saying? Faded Blaze. PC guys can mod the game and fix it to 60 FPS. I don't know if guys can do all that. I know that they can uncap the game from being 60 frames per second. And I know that there are workarounds to get better performance. So, I mean, I don't know. PC seems like the place to be at when it comes to games like this, for situations like this. Because out of all the ways to play the game, you're going to get the best performance on these devices, on these platforms, on these PCs. I don't know why they can't just accept that.
Just the GPU alone. Never mind everything else you need to put a PC together. Never mind that. And this is
a great investment
here. Medium settings. 40.
I mean, but you started off the video saying, I didn't make the port. I didn't do this. The PC guys didn't make the port. The PC guys didn't make this. And hey, if the PC guys say this and they don't like it, they don't have to get this game, right? Or they can do what I did and sell the high seas, right? I'm giving you a solution to this. If you see a game and it's running shitty, you can literally sell the high seas. Now, I know they'll say, oh, you're a PC game stealer. You're supposed to support the devs. I mean, literally, you started this video off saying, what are we doing? What are we doing? I'm selling the high seas, brothers. I'm not buying this bullshit, but I know if a PlayStation guy wants to play it, they're going to have to pay money for the shit, right? Or they can wait for a sale and get it for like $15 off, because let's be real, y'all might get $12 to $15 off. Y'all don't be getting no damn sales, right? Shout out to Xbox is king, yet Red Dead Redemption still doesn't run at 60 FPS on the console. I love how every time they talk about PC, they always default to high-end GPUs, as if other GPUs don't exist. They make it seem like the whole benefit of PC is just performance. Don't get me wrong. A lot of guys go to PC and they spend that money for performance, but there's so much more benefits to it. Don't even get me started with just multiple monitors. That's one thing, right? Now I'm speaking about my personal preference, but you can have multiple monitors up. Not only can you play the game, but you can have a nice little YouTube video up on the side. You know what I mean? Piracy, open platform, open storefronts, CD keys and everything. I don't know. I don't know, man. My boy says 30 FPS on a 5090. That's a 5080, right? And yeah, it's a terrible port. It looks like the game's running like shit, right? It looks like it's at 48%. 48 frames per second. I don't know. It does look like a shitty port.
Frames can't get locked 60. Can't get locked 60. This.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you couldn't move around the settings. Maybe if you didn't run it at 4K native, right? I don't know. I feel like you could probably play around with it and get it to 60. At least with PC, you have that option. You can go in and you can change the settings. On PlayStation, you can't change the settings at all. I'm just saying, right? And then my boy said no paying for online and better fidelity and performance. Yes. 1,000%, right? And but again, we have to go to these one-offs in order to try to build an argument. And I mean, and even with the one-offs, I just think it's a weak argument.
It's an abomination. My God. What in the
I mean, what if that's an abomination, then how do you feel about the PS5 Pro? Right? Let me duplicate this real quick and see if he's made a video talking about how it's performing on the PS5 Pro. Nope. Nope, he sure hasn't, right? But we're going to talk about on PC how it's an abomination, right? I just don't understand. Oh, we got Dragon in here. Then why y'all going hard on the Pro yesterday? Because we were bringing it full circle, right? You guys like to talk about, and don't get me wrong, the reason why we went hard on the PS5 Pro, you asked the same question yesterday, and I'll give you the same exact answer. Because it is getting outperformed from hardware that's 5 years older, right? It's getting outperformed by the base hardware. That's why we're going off on the PS5 Pro. We understand that it's a shitty port, but what we're saying is, how come the base PS5 is running worse than the Pro? If there's supposed to be better hardware, even if they slightly just ticked a few things up, out of the box, it should be running better. And we also were touching on how it's a recurring theme. That's what we were talking about, right? But it's good to see you in here, Dragon, right? I'm glad you're throwing your hat in the ring on all this.
fuck is happening to PC gaming? Oh, what you thought? Huh? Were you expecting something else? Huh? What were you?
No, not at all. Not at all. We expect you to AstroTurf. We expect you to try to shift the goalposts and do anything to protect that pisser, right? We knew what time it is when we saw that PlayStation pillow behind you, sir. We knew you were going to come out with a weak argument trying to trying to obfuscate for this PS5 Pro. We knew that's exactly what you were going to do. I'm not surprised at all.
Expecting? Huh? Oh, now you don't like honesty. Oh, you don't like the truth now. Now you don't like the truth. Oh, you thought this was a PS5 Pro bashing video. That's what you thought.
Oh, no, it's okay. That's okay. That's okay. The PS5 Pro, that was on SIGs, right? It's okay if you didn't bring the PS5 Pro bashing, right? That's on the house, God damn it, right? And thank God that Dragon showed up and reminded me why we were shitting on that thing yesterday. Don't worry. And my boy said 2018 hardware, right? Bro, says what's happening to PC gaming. Meanwhile, on the PS5 Pro, exactly, right? Exactamungo. You know what I mean? And from what I'm seeing, right? I don't know if this is, I think this is a real, what's it called, photo. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Just to make my point, I want to bring up that Resident Evil photo that I showed you guys earlier, right? Because it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. I'll just leave it at that. 1 second. I might be able to find it real quick. I gotta start putting these shits in better bookmarks and everything. I just got so much goddamn cope in this goddamn thing. My boy Dragon in here saying, oh no, Dragon hasn't said anything else. But I see SMW Freak saying, oh, what you talking about? Hey, bro, hey man, that's your brother. All right, that's your brother, man. The PlayStation guys, they know where to come for the truth, man. Respect your brother, goddamn it. We all family in this goddamn community, right? Damn, I couldn't find it. Fuck. All that and I couldn't find it. I shouldn't have closed it out. Nonetheless, you guys remember when I showed the photo of the Resident Evil game, the Resident Evil Requiem or whatever, compared to the PC and the Path Racer or whatever the fuck. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. That pisser continues to disappoint. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's fine, right? But we're gonna ignore the elephant in the room. A $1,600 GPU. And you can't play native 4K medium settings at 60 frames. 45 frames.
I mean, yeah, it was a terrible port, right? I don't know what else to tell you, man. There's shitty ports that come out there. And it's a shame, you know, even on a hardware like that, the game's running like shit, right? Like I said, that's why I tell brothers you should go and pirate it. I mean, that's what I did. That's why your boy Six made off with it for the free 99. I sold the high seeds, got the game like it was nothing. And I know I'm not the only person in the chat who's going to do the same thing, right? But let's just be real. Your boy Six, I've never had a problem coming out and saying that's what I do, right? I've never had a problem with selling the high seas, right? I mean, I'm just saying what it is. My boy said he doesn't know what native looks like at all.
Yeah? We're just gonna let that slide. And no. I don't want to try to hear that. But it's better than a pro. No. We're not.
But it is.
We're not doing that.
Then what are we doing? What are we doing then? Right? Because when people talk shit about the pro, at least we can point to the PS5 and say, that's what we expect. What can you point to? If the game's not running well on a 5080 and that's like one of the best graphics cards out there, then what more can you expect? What can you point to? What can you point to say it should be running like this? I don't know, man. It just seems like you're just talking. It seems like you're just saying, oh, but what about PC? But what about PC? And I don't know, right? My boy said, I pirate movies and TV shows. I don't support exactly, brother. I'll pirate everything. That's what they don't understand. And we're slowly moving back into the age of piracy because a lot of these products are fucking slop. So you're sitting here saying, that's what I'm saying. As a PC guy, I'm giving you solutions, right? If we were homeboys, right, and you had a PC, right, I can't tell you guys because you know I'm live streaming and that's just PC etiquette. But if you was one of my dogs, I could tell you where to go to get the game. I could tell you what you need to do if you want to check out the game, but you don't want to spend money and support this company. There's solutions for all the things that you're mentioning, but you just don't know anything about it, right?
When you buy a Lamborghini, when you buy a Bugatti, when you buy a Ferrari, you expect Lamborghini, Bugatti, Ferrari.
Hey, yo, daddy, just chill out with that, all right? Now, just show some respect. You got me calling you daddy and shit. Daddy said, don't make the block hot, right?
Performance. When you buy that product and you're not getting the performance that you're supposed to get, the consolation prize is not, well, at least it's faster than a Ford Mustang. No, you ain't buying 1,600.
You're right. There is no consolation prize, so you don't buy this game. You avoid it like the bubonic plague, right? And if you really want to check it out, right? If you really just want to see what it is for the hype and all that shit, then you pirate it. You know what I mean? My boy said, damn, that made me think of the Daddy Chill meme. I mean, bro, that boy be in here with his name, Daddy said. He knows exactly what he's doing. I mean, he's just funny, man. Ever since the NFL started putting play of games on streaming platforms, I started pirating every game. I do the exact same. And I save a shit ton of money, right? Because I have season tickets to go see my boys play. And I mean, me and my dad, we go half and half on them. And we pretty much end up selling like half of the damn tickets, right? And making the money back. But I enjoy watching it, streaming it. I mean, I'm telling you, the PC guys, we know what time it is. If it's worth our money and we like it, we'll buy it. Because one of the main downsides to piracy, like for example, that fucking game that I pirated earlier today, Metal Gear Solid, the game that we're talking about, I forgot about this shit. It took me like damn near like 7 or 8 hours to pirate it, right? But I just had it up in the corner. That's the only downside to pirate. And don't get me wrong, if it's a direct download site, it's a lot faster. I got it from like a torrent site or whatever. I'm not even trying to get all that, but you guys get what I'm saying. That's the only downside of piracy is the time that it takes to pirate. But sometimes you can pirate it quickly. That's literally it. That's the only thing. Now, don't get me wrong. Time is valuable, right? Time is the only thing you can't make more of. But at the same time, if you have a little bit of time and you're okay with waiting for it to download, then you'll be able to experience the game without having to pay $70. Meanwhile, everybody on a console, everybody on a closed platform box, if they want to experience that bullshit, they got to whip out $70.
GPUs just to say you're better than a $750 console. No, we're not.
Don't even think about that. We don't even think about the consoles when we go to build a PC. We're thinking about all the things and how it benefits us. Right? But don't get me wrong. It definitely is better than a console. And you know that it's better than a console. The video you just showed shows that it's better than a console, right? It might not be able to hit your standards, right? And I'll be honest, it's not hitting my standards as well. But what I'm saying is show me what is. Because right now, proof that the game is unoptimized is that on a 5080, the game's not running well. So I don't understand what your point is. That the game doesn't run well? We all established that, right? And it's interesting. I hope that this changes the conversation in these spaces because these are the guys who don't want to blame the devs, right? They want to blame the Series S. They want to blame the Xbox, right? But when it's happening to their PS or when it's happening to their Pro, now they understand, oh, well, maybe we should blame the devs, right? Just got to look for good seeders. Yeah, I mean, that's what really matters, right? Know a guy that came from a console and asked him if he thinks we would go back to it. And bro was like, hell no. The fuck? Why would I pay for what? Yeah, and that's the thing. You guys will see. Once you guys get a taste, there's no going back. They're simple. There's no going back. You know what I mean? And it's it's way more than just the performance. It's way more than just the graphics. It's all the things that you can do on the PC, right? Now, granted, I always wanted to make content, so I think that has a lot to do with why I got a PC, right? But I fell in love with the PC gaming side of it on that journey. You know what I mean? And with all the games, like I said, every single time I open up Steam, I'm damn near buying a game because there's just so many good games for a cheap price. Like, those are the benefits of PC. Who gives a fuck about Metal Gear Solid Delta or whatever the fuck, right? Like I said, when it comes to the PC landscape, that's just a drop in the ocean. Literally. And like I said, and if you really want to check it out, you can check it out for the free 99, right? But that was just the Sigs and Cereal TED Talk. Let me see what else this guy's talking about, man.
Doing that bullshit. No, we have to be honest. You all about that when I said in the beginning of the video. Yeah, y'all were ready. You were ready, right? You were all about it. But then once I pulled the mirror in front of your face, you don't like the reflection. Now you're gonna damage control. Now you're gonna.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm still gonna play the game. Like I said, when I seen that, I did like it because that let me know that I made a good decision to pirate this shit.
Make up something else. How is a product that's over $1,000 just for the GPU alone? Because with that GPU, you're talking $2,500 PC, $3,000 PC.
The same way how it's not running on the pisser, poor optimization. You know the answers to this question. You're just wanting to say, oh, it's happening to you guys too. And all I'm saying is until you show me a PC with a 5080 running that shit at 720 pixels, even though you want to say that's a cop-out comparing it to the console, I mean, you guys are the ones who wanted to compare the console to a PC. You guys are the ones that wanted to say that the PS5 Pro can do things that a 4090 can't do. Aren't I bringing it full circle? Remember when I showed you guys the first clip from the Oh No It's Alex video that he posted today? That was on your channel. There were guys sitting here talking that shit. If anything, man, I might just pull it up real quick, right? You know, for the goddamn grand finale, right? Why not, right? Why not make the point, right? Why not? Just so you guys can hear this bullshit real quick.
Idiot who called the PS5
Yeah, an idiot who called the PS5. Yeah, let's get it.
Pro a 4090. If you don't believe me, take a look for yourselves.
We've been telling you that this thing was going to cost
And look who we have right here. Look who listens to this, right?
$700, and we told you and told you and told you. And instead of you all just saving your money, like we told you, you were like, well, I'll never do it. And guess what? This thing's more powerful than a 4090. It is. A friend of mine, he called me. He has a 4090. He was like, look, I struggle with this. You know, he said he's struggling with it because he's seen that this thing do things that the 4090 can't do. It's not going to do this. It's going to struggle.
Everyone talking about...
And this is what I'm saying. These were talks that were happening on your channel, right? And I got to pull it up. I need to save it. Shout out to Oh No It's Alex providing us with the clip, providing us with the footage, the research, right? This is why you get checked by PC guys. This is why we're laughing at you guys, because you allowed this type of nonsense to go on. You guys are the ones that wanted to compare your console to the PC. We already know that shit will never be able to touch PC greatness. Partner, right? And while we're at it, nigga, throw that punk-ass PlayStation Portal in there too. That shit ain't hitting on Nathan. And I know you probably got one of those. I mean, I'm just saying, they make it too easy, man. Easy content.
Gaming PCs. $3,000 gaming PCs. And you can't even get lock 60 at medium settings. You are bugging. You are bugging. It is crazy.
Oh, so are you saying that on a $3,000 PC, you can't get lock settings at 60 FPS? Are you serious? You're being disingenuous like that because you can't do it on Metal Gear Solid? I mean, come on. And one of the main things that I was talking about, my boy, damn, Dragon says, these guys make the PlayStation community look bad. Not gonna lie. No, Dragon. No, you don't. Those are your boys. My boy said the PlayStation tablet. I do appreciate the honesty, though, man. I do enjoy having you in here, Dragon. No lie. I mean, essentially what I'm saying is, why are you being disingenuous and acting like you can't get that type of performance? You can get way over that performance, right? Because there's a bad port, and now we're sitting here being disingenuous. Now, one thing I will say, someone can look and say, oh, Sigs, well, you were keying in on that bad port with the PS5 Pro and Metal Gear Delta or whatever. But wait a minute. that shit has happened multiple times. There's been multiple times where the PS5 has outperformed the PS5 Pro. That's why we're talking about it, right? And my boy says, nope, MBG gang for life. Excuse me, my bad, dog. I had you confused, man. My boy said Porter Rock thought he had a banger with this one, didn't he? Yeah, that's why, you know what? This was the finale, right? And I always knew it was going to be the finale secretly. I was somewhat hinting at it. I just got to show you. We got to wrap it in full circle because look at the smile in this guy's face. I think that's what the most entertaining thing about it is, that they actually think that they're like spitting facts.
Everybody's talking about the Pro. $750, and that was just because of a recent price increase, held to a higher standard than $3,000 gaming PCs.
Brother, nobody's saying that it's held to, and this is what I'm saying, held to a higher standard. No, people are being harder on the PS5 Pro because it's getting outperformed by the PS5. That's why people are being so hard, right, on this hardware. That's why. I mean, people know what PCs are capable of doing because anybody with common sense knows that PC is where you go to get the best performance. People know what a 5080 can do, right? Right? But everybody wants to know just what is that pisser going to do? What is that pisser hitting on, right? And like I said, and I've said it plenty of times, man, it's looking like that pisser is living in the shadow of the PS5, right? Nonetheless, man, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream, right? I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I said it once and I got to say it again, man. I really do appreciate all of you guys showing up, showing the support. Real talk, man. I really do. It's getting close to 2 a.m. though. I'm probably going to go live again, but I need to get some sleep. I'm probably going to post a video tomorrow too. So we got that as well, man. I appreciate Kinda Bonds. I appreciate all you guys showing up, man. It's definitely been fun, right? But I'll probably be live around tomorrow at like 9, man. But, you know, until next time, man, it's been your boy, Sigs and Serial. Peace.